over here, Stan. So, we're going to present you. Yeah, very good. Thank you for coming. We would like to get you up here. You will. We have a little something for you. Let's go over here with her, get a picture taken if you. First of all, about fiction? Yes. Do it again. Trying to get any winner next year. Yes. Do it now. That's fine. I just sent it. Thank you. Good job. Okay. Yep. Good work. Thank you. Thank you very much. Check with the people that are being happy. Right. That's like, I mean, it moves up, I mean, it gets the $1,000 scholarship money. Okay. I mean, you can probably go on. That's it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Guys, congratulations. Okay. We'll get back to approval agenda.
Okay, so there were several correspondence added to remake the comprehensive litter control plan you gave me and the Region 8 commercial solid waste facility sitting plan, for, I guess, public review. Letters of appointments for Parks and Recs, letters of interest to Charlie Kuhn, Shank, James Wilson, Attorney General, a letter regarding the Purdue, but that's later on the agenda. This is just the correspondence. Commissioner correspondence, got caught up with some of those. And then under new business, an item that wasn't on the agenda, well, actually two items, the commission and personnel would request that. And then LEPC fund account. It wasn't on the agenda, it does need action, so we'll discuss that. And then Krista, I don't know that Krista still needs to keep her appointment at 1:45. We'll show up if she shows up, we'll know she did. If she doesn't, then we know she did.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to you get email? I sent you an email about adding discussion about Frank PSD. I sent you the last, after you sent this, the agenda out to us. All right, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda. Yeah, I need to make a discussion.
So under business,
Yeah, new business. No.
Okay, so I have a motion to approve the agenda.
Okay.
We'll say, with adding Frankfurt.
Fountain PSD, I'm sorry. I said Friday. My apologies, Fountain PSD.
about PSD and the Dutch manufacturing.
And I approved that also. Okay. Minutes from the previous meeting.
They got emailed out this morning, I had a chance to read before it come in, so I'll just go ahead and make a motion to approve the minutes. So whenever you guys get done reading, sorry. Didn't even look at them.
Yeah. The courthouse facilities.
That's on page 5, correct that.
Was the audio okay on YouTube?
Yes. Yes, the last 2 meetings have been much better.
I don't actually know about change.
The country.
Well, I did, and it was brag and all that. I'm glad it wasn't you, that's all.
No, it's much better now. I don't know about the people on there, how, assuming they're hearing us as well.
And I put that on. Okay, we're going down to correspondence.
Correspondence down. Right?
Now, what we had, correspondence, okay, what'd you have to say, Lauren?
Well, okay, mine's slightly out of order. I was in such a hurry, I couldn't get everybody else's out of order.
Yeah.
Okay.
Office of the Sheriff.
uh,
Take a minute, look through that, anybody got any questions? Sheriff's in Myrtle Beach this week, so you might be able to talk to him.
You say, office of the sheriff?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, I'll find
so
it.
apparently yours and mine. It's, last thing, there you go. Okay, so put those back on. Now, it's back right there, you should be able to pop them. There you
Yeah.
go. I had them in sections, and apparently I put them to them. For papers to them, and so when they were doing.
I think you guys can take a look through that, or was it, look through that. And then the blood drive, got a thing here about the blood drive here at the commission room tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow at 10:30 to 4. I hate that I can't get it. I gave last Thursday, I had an appointment before I realized at the Burlington Fire Department. And I read you. I would encourage everyone, I encourage them. It's good for you. And last Thursday, when I went down and worked there a little bit and helped, and made me 25 gallons. Congratulations.
I knew you would get close to that, I couldn't remember.
Made me 25 gallons, and we're scheduled to host the next one. So, live food stuff. So I really enjoy it. I encourage people. There's a shortage of it. And I didn't realize this, just to add to this, every pint you give, I thought it only helped one person. It helps three. I did not know that to hear about a year or so ago. So, get an opportunity, give. If you want to sign up for tomorrow, come on down and give. Blood drive tomorrow, 10:30 to 4, here at the commission room. All right, Solid Waste Authority. Did you and Lauren get the papers out? Yeah, I give it to you.
Yes,
Okay,
I'll be on if you guys want.
no. That's not fair. Not fair.
Dr. Jason, if there's 2 different ones, you guys.
Litter control with solid waste.
Solid waste, service setting site. Yes. So, and I'll be honest with you, both, solid waste and PSD up there is, PDC is doing very, very well. They do good. It kind of, they're kind of stressed. So much going on, and they're trying to help so many people. But anyway, they're under a lot of stress, some of them, and I know some of the older ones getting ready to retire, and it's bringing stress on them, which, I don't know. But anyway, and then here we have, so that's solid waste, both of them, commercial solid waste facilities, siting plan, and the litter and solid waste control plan for 2025 through 2030, both of those. Then we have Charlie Koo here, letter of asking to be reappointed to the Parks and Rec Board. We have a letter from Kathy Shank, who's wanting to, be requested to be on the Parks and Rec. Jeff Jones, wanting the same thing, Parks and Rec, and Brian Wilson wants to be reappointed to, Parks and Rec. So, and then we have a thing here from, down here too, Ron McCuskey, A.B. McCuskey from the, I reckon he's proving, what is it, Palmer's Slacker Family Settlement Announcement? I don't know what all that consists of.
It's part of the, drug.
Is that the drug opioid? That's what it's.
I think I'm part of West Virginia Farms.
Yes, I believe it does.
This is a second settlement.
So this is away from the West Virginia first then?
This is
Okay.
international.
I think it's later on the agenda.
Yes, this was just a correspondence with
Okay.
that late commissioner.
Does this have anything related to the West Virginia going purple or nothing?
Nothing related.
Okay, Mineral County Health Board.
So these are letters, to the board members and to the committees, getting caught up on a lot of those. So the Board of Health with Mrs. Ernest, Building Commission with Amy Booth, Planning Commission with Mrs. Wagner and Denny, Kaiser Library for Jeff Powles, Region 8 for Kent Spencer, Frankfurt Public Service District for Mr. Moreland, and Fountain Public Service District for Dutch. I still have Ambulance Authority, Farmland, okay, others that are on my desk. Big Development Authority. And there was one other. Yeah,
There's letters you need to send.
yes, these are the ones I've finished last week.
This is the one, all these pictures here now is the ones we've already approved.
Correct,
Right?
correct. Either one approved, this is just their, for their copies.
Okay. There's a bunch of them in there.
Get them all caught up. And then here.
Okay, so we're going down a little bit, a bunch of them.
Yeah.
You might want to keep, not to remember everybody. Well, you don't have to remember them, that's just letters you sent to you.
I did do, also, I printed off the updated board members.
Yeah.
We
We have that. We have a couple of them, I've seen.
There's a couple of them that still have expired terms. Or conflict with what they had and what I have before working on. This was updated as of the last meeting.
I got two, everyone.
Yeah, one is to the board and one is to the person.
Thank you.
I was like, oh, great, you must get it. I was grabbing at me. What we really need to clarify is the advisory board, it still has Jerry and Buddy, Chad.
And Robert does a little.
Yeah, so.
And Steve Rex,
What?
Ashton's cousin Sarah bought his house.
You said, my wife said you would have lived in that.
And Sarah bought it, she moved up here.
I did not know that. What do you got in the for?
I had to go back and check, I didn't care to go back and check.
I didn't know Rob. Down.
The 911 advisory board, I can work on getting that cleaned up, but we don't even use it for anything anymore. I can do stuff, so I'll have to go.
We'll figure out.
You need, like, even, I'm not on the Mineral County first meeting.
No, because you resigned. I have resigned next week, but that's one of the questions, like, that's the other one I have to do.
Have to replace them.
They haven't replaced that. Okay, I cannot find it. I was like, why can I not find this? Okay, so I have to resign 12/18/24 next year date.
Yeah.
And then, because Brian replaced,
Okay, so we're down. Is that it?
Yeah. There's other, like, Black Hawk Association and all those things.
other vendor.
The ambulance authority one, Mike would won't be on there. On ambulance authority.
Yeah, I seen that.
I guess we need a letter.
Also, for ex
That's
officio,
a
I
nice
just
year.
never automatically.
Yeah, I'm still working on ambulance authority.
Well, I just- yeah.
But those are questions. And as you can see, the building safety committee, I mean, those are all one-term people and so we got a lot of other ones.
Well, there's going to be some going on Parks and Rec also, because we got a couple of people that's not in the best health.
I guess that's
What about the ones that have requested this?
I guess that's what
No,
we're.
that's coming up here.
Yeah.
Well, he got requested these good. Got two, one's in the nursing, he's not going to get all, say, I have talked to him. With Bob's getting.
Okay.
No,
I was gonna say Development Authority, I put Jerry's place on that.
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't change your role.
okay.
Development authority, airport authority, farmland are some still working. And, I asked Craig Fox about, a couple of, like, give us.
Okay, let's get down to boards and appointments. Do I hear a motion to appoint these people to present our?
All right, so I'll make a motion, reappoint Charlie, you got two?
Who's the
To
two?
Parks and Recreation.
I'll second that.
Make a motion, we appoint Kathleen Shank, or reappoint Kathleen Shank as to Parks and Recreation.
Second that, so. For Parks and Rec, yeah. I agree.
And I'll make a motion, we reappoint Jeff Jones to Parks and Rec. Do that also. And also make a motion to reappoint Brian Wilson to Parks and Rec. Second also.
We got a pretty good group. We just need to find the group.
So,
Okay, update, quick update on courthouse.
Yes, the biggest things that, well, so Judge Pancake has been moved into his suite. So they are back there, him and his staff. I distributed keys to them yesterday. He's not happy with one of the places we didn't put a door, so I told Nathan to just go get a door for him. So we're gonna take care of that. Other than that, the suite, looks good. I did get a couple of quotes, for sidewalk we talked about the last meeting. Jeremy Winovich quoted me for that sidewalk, dig out, prep for sidewalks, connect the sidewalk from new sidewalk at the building to the old, remove the old sidewalk, blacktop and haul away, dig out dirt and gravel to get to grade and bring in topsoil and seed and mulch, the old park seats beside courthouse, $3,500.
Now, was that over next to the,
Where we were gonna do the plaza.
oh, okay.
Where you all, we talked last time, you guys told me where to put the sidewalk. So fair chance is gonna wrap the actual addition. We're paying for that as part of the job. And then this is just to connect what's wrapped and then, so years ago, there was sidewalk and concrete everywhere here. And at some point, it all. So there is sidewalk there. He's gotta dig that up for me. To connect those sidewalks.
Did you ever get the concrete behind the magistrate building? Is it still, it's not been addressed?
you ever heard from Nelson?
I was just being patient.
I thought they said they were.
Okay.
Which one did you talk to? Gary?
Aaron.
You know, Aaron runs it now.
I don't know that Gary has any.
I don't think he does. I talked to him the other day. Said he got out. That's why.
How as well, you supposed to.
Yeah, I've just been being patient with it. Cause I know that he is busy, so.
Well, what do you wanna do about this? Let me ask you this, is the money coming in for the?
This is, oh, you mean, when we put Memorial on, we pay for it? We don't know.
I know, but are there money coming in? Have you talked to Doug?
No, I know he was getting a design and a price.
Does he have to?
Thinking something.
You see, I've been talking to a few people, and for some reason, nobody wants to write a letter about what's going on, because I got some people, but they want a letter, so they.
Kind of where it would be, which that was just.
Yeah, I agree.
If it's anything out to, doesn't put any more questions that they didn't have.
Well, can we get a letter rate?
Yeah, I can ask Tuck for a price.
Well, kind of, people, you probably send a letter out and ask for money, then people kind of want to know designs and stuff that you're gonna do.
They needed to know which area so they could make the design, because depending on where they work,
Yeah.
they were looking at different designs based on.
Heard about that. Gotta get designs, they look every 2 years out.
Well.
Yeah, I can.
I'll talk to him and see what it is. If he has a price in his mind.
All right, sounds good, now, I'm gonna. Ask me about.
You said dirt and mulch, probably old canvases.
Yes.
So you're gonna have a patch of grass that'll.
Yeah, the sidewalks can wrap
Then
around.
you're just gonna have a patch of grass right in there.
Either that or landscaping, so.
Landscape, is better, be more useful.
Yeah, I told him
Dead grass.
landscaping stone, but he put seed mulch, so.
Yeah.
Well. Didn't see them. I'm assuming. I can't imagine he did that. Oh, sure. Right. the price is only 35. I feel like that's pretty reasonable. You guys good with that, or you want me to get? I feel like that's good.
I'm good with that.
Okay, next quote, 3,000. No, the work he's doing right now is four.
Oh, okay.
That tear up, that part of it's four units. What he's gotta do for us is tear up that black.
Do we have a motion to move forward with this project?
I'll make a motion, we move forward with the $3,500 bid.
I second it, and I approve of it. And that's coming out of general.
And then the second quote I got from Jeremy is to tear down the old house. So it is demo the old house, haul away debris, the landfill, remove remaining blacktop and concrete beside building. He does not have on this quote that he will put down crush and run and roll it, but I will make sure that's part of it.
We won't need that for no type of storage.
No. That building's gotta go. We've been like, we're not even.
You're talking about the one Cody just come out.
No.
You're talking about the old, the blue.
No, it's white. The blue probation.
You're talking about probations where you're from. Oh, yeah, we need to get rid of that.
So I just understood the question. This quote obviously does not, underline not, include asbestos testing or removal. We have to get a separate contract to do that. Its price is $10,850. So thoughts?
It's gotta go. That building is a nice one. But
It does have to go, let's make sure, hold on,
Making any motion on that and make sure that he is including stone on there, that, I'm assuming that'll be for that whole lot to be stone. And then, let's find out about any kind of asbestos. I guess Joe have to do it.
I'll have to pay some.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go ahead and get the inspection done.
Yeah,
That's for $400. What he charges.
I think it's like square footage price.
Okay.
So,
I usually pay ready, anyway, I was thinking, let's do the inspection first.
okay.
Are they moved out of them?
No, they're still.
I thought they were, that's right.
Yeah, I'll make a motion, we do the, hold off on the bid, and then, but let's go ahead and do the, asbestos inspection first.
Yeah, I approve that also. So, what is it where we need to get more than one bid? What price? That 15,000?
So the answer is it depends. Our policy technically says should anything over 1,000, but everything's commission discretion. It's a should, it's not law. 15,000 on commodities. So like we were purchasing something, it's 15. Then construction, contract, everything's 20.
Okay.
And I don't have a problem trying to get other estimates.
He's got all this quick stuff here already.
Well, it's not even that. We've done the other estimate thing and we've seen everybody every single time.
Exactly.
Because he's done all of it. So if you guys want more, I'll absolutely.
Wait, to see what the asbestos inspection. All right, you got anything else on that?
I probably do.
What
What
about,
about payout? 28?
I'll give it to you guys.
Okay,
Just to
we
you.
need to approve it.
Yes. We have the application form. That didn't bring it. Once I sit down, you all.
Second.
It's definitely for some money. I can pull it up.
This ain't the last one, though.
Oh, no. No, there's like 400,000. Well, so we've got a little bit left plus.
this, do you wanna hold that off to, we can get one?
I've got it right now.
Oh,
It's $110,593.12.
repeat that, please?
110,593.12.
I hear a motion say that.
The motion
Okay, that, second, I'll approve that also.
And just so you all, there is with retainage, there's $727,986.94 left. But retainage is $465.
Okay, sir, you're up. Thank you.
Well, I am back again. So my prior request was a new position of assistant prosecutor. We you all left that up to discuss amongst yourselves. Since I was last here, I went before the opioid commission. They did grant the entire salary for first year, 1 year salary for that assistant prosecutor position. Since that time, I've also posted a position for that at the law school. I've garnered some interest. I do believe I'd have someone to hire if this position is officially approved, and I'm just hoping you all move forward with me.
Do you have to put that up for bid, out for somebody to apply for that, maybe not for bid, but to apply for that? Because I've had a couple people,
Well, we have to post it as well.
that's what I'm saying. I've had a couple people.
Okay.
That's why I'm asking. So you know more about.
Yeah. In the prior administrations I was part of, other counties, I guess it's just a county by county basis. For this, this is a position that you would need somebody who, one, of course, has a Juris Doctorate degree, two, has either been admitted to the bar or going to be admitted to the bar. So it's not quite like posting for, another kind of position.
Well, this individual that I was told about has his board. So that's why I asked.
Okay.
It's your,
Yeah.
you do it, that's a.
So far, given the salary that I requested and basically what I consider as an entry rate for an attorney, my focus has been on the law school, trying to get someone out of law school that is ready to get going. And that's also somewhere when I have my vision for that position, for my goal, how I want them to approach, because they're mainly going to be limited to juvenile delinquency, juvenile status, juvenile abuse and neglect. There's a certain approach I want to see to it, and that's why it was important for me to get someone that is willing to learn, that wants to approach it a certain way. So that's why my focus has been on the law school.
You posted it at the law.
Yes,
Oh, you've already posted?
yes.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, I wanted to, given that, so law school graduation was in May, beginning of May, or end of May. So I wanted to make sure I wanted to have an opportunity getting some law students who potentially had not found jobs yet or were interested in prosecuting positions. So I had to get it out as soon as possible.
Well, what's your thoughts, Jeremy?
Do you have a prospect in mind, though, or you have somebody that's applied, or?
I do have someone in mind. I'm still leaving it open just in case anyone else from the law school wants to, but I'm very confident in the person I have in mind. I've already met with them, conducted an interview. That's someone who I believe would be a true asset to this county.
They move in the courthouse, you got room for.
Yes, so my discussions right now, on a temporary, can't remember what Keith's last name was. Anderson, okay. Bailiff Anderson, his old office, we would use on a temporary basis, because it's a smaller office, but while they're still working on courthouse construction, with the goal in mind right now, my conference room that we're using to conduct multidisciplinary team meetings for me to meet with people, they're constructing meeting rooms for courthouse use. So I moved that so basically I'd have to conduct my conferences in another room for courthouse and convert what's now my conference room into another office for an attorney. So
The other person you're looking at too, is they're not on the bar yet, sir.
no, so what's been
Are they
discussed.
gonna get a reduced salary? Yes, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no.
Are they gonna be a reduced salary then first?
So my plan, if this is approved, so that's another reason I was aiming for someone out of law school is yes, it would be required where they've graduated, they have a Juris Doctorate, but the bar is not for another few weeks. I believe it's the end of last week of July, so it's in a couple weeks. Once they take the bar, or a law student takes the bar, hire them on a part-time basis. in August, so that way they can get their feet wet, learn basically what their role is gonna be, how certain things are done. And then upon being admitted to the bar, which wouldn't happen until the end of October, starting that full-time, you're an attorney, ready to roll November 1st, 3rd, whatever that week is.
Okay.
So,
So you're making an official request now to actually hire somebody, is that correct?
yes,
I'll make a motion to allow this hiring. And I'll also note that this is through the opioid fund, the plan that you had talked about. So when those opioid funds run out, it'll be up to the budget of the county to be able to continue that employment. So we don't know that, you know what I mean? The
Yes.
budget of the county, for a continuation with the opioid fund, which we're not sure where that's gonna go. So,
yeah, so I've been very open and honest with anyone who I spoke to about the position, that, tomorrow's never promised, so it's a situation where we know we have this year, this is what, that opioid will be granted. The expectation is to try to either maybe have a partial funding next year, or the county take on the whole, salary, but give us plenty, we have a year to figure out how we're going to continue this position, and my expectation is to come before you with results and to make you guys want to continue the position.
And this is a full-time.
Yes, it will be a full-time. I think so that it will start as a part-time if it is someone that has not been admitted to the bar yet, but upon their admission to the bar, then transition, then turn over to full-time.
Well, I'll second that. I think it needs to be done.
I also agree.
Thank you.
You got your,
When do they get their bar results?
You get bar results in September, but the actual swearing-in ceremony that's in Charleston doesn't happen until October.
Can they start practicing as soon as?
Not until, there are certain mechanisms that you could do to have someone kind of practice before they're admitted to the bar, and that's something we're going to explore. I know I've done it in the past, and when I worked in Hampshire County, we had a student who was waiting for their bar results. She practiced, as it's called, I believe it's either Rule 10 or Rule 20, where they can basically practice under the supervision of an attorney, and we might do something like that. But in September, we'll know if law students pass the bar. October is when they're admitted to practice, and that's when they can actually officially commence duties.
all right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Best of luck. We need
I appreciate it.
we need
I really appreciate it.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, you wanna finish with yours and get Krista?
We're working on scheduling the closing for the project, however, everything, including punch list, needs to be complete before USDA wants to take over. So we're probably looking at an October closing date. Everything that Steptoe Johnson has needed has been provided. They are working through that. You actually have an ordinance on the agenda today. It's gonna go through 2 readings here, and then there's the ordinance for the building commission, it's 3. Just so USDA, we can officially close on that one in October. Trying to think if there is anything else. They're still working punch list. There's a reason there's retainage on the project, because there's so much stuff that's not been fixed.
How about the dedication?
That's Eileen. She's taking care of that. She's at the funeral today, but I know that she had just sent me some stuff to review the guest list and things.
So you don't know, what's the date of that? 19?
And she did a form.
What time?
And
4:00. Okay. Yep, September 19th. All right, Lou. What's that?
I think that's all I have on that. So what else facilities improvement program? Is it on here later? No, we didn't hear it. Okay, well, I'll put it here then. So Tom and I did meet with the judges again. They were happy with the plans. We had a preliminary meeting with the Supreme Court yesterday. They are not happy with the plans. They're not displeased with them as a total, but there are things the judges want that they don't want. And so we are having a meeting with the 2 circuit judges and the Supreme Court's review next week, so that they can discuss those things. I did get a very preliminary budget for the beginning. I don't want to say the number out loud simply because we're going to be bidding it. That's very preliminary. I would expect 25% over that to be safe. So there's a couple of different things we can do. We can, the cap on courthouse facilities grants, $100,000. So we have to match 20%. So total project can be 120,000. We're responsible for 20. They would do 100. The project budget is more. And with the work there, I mean, there's definitely more there than that. So we can either do it in a phased approach and figure out what work is most important to start with and just apply every year for small portions of the project. Or, I mean, obviously, there's the alternate where you could fund whatever courthouse facilities doesn't. But obviously, we made sure the judges know, and they do, that this is all tentative based on approval of courthouse facilities and SHPO and the Supreme Court. So that's, I didn't know what you all would want to do. I do need to do the application. So if you all want to do it in a phased approach, then I need to like work with the judges and Tom to see what we can do at 120,000 range. If we want to just get it all done, I need to know that too.
Is
So
the money there?
what's our carry?
2.7 may not be in our area. 1.4 of that was already dedicated. 1.2, but out of that, you've already given 100 to the back to the sheriff. And then, I mean, just gonna go fast.
Right.
So we do and we don't have it.
What is the likelihood that we would not get the courthouse thing?
I don't want to predict, but we have a pretty good shot. We have a pretty good relationship with them down there, and all of our projects have been sustainable and done well. We've always followed through like what we say, and I think overall the project will score well. Some of the expensive stuff is like, if we're doing this, we need to put a wheelchair. That's a substantial cost. We're gonna keep the historical bench, so everything that all of the other build outs. I wish I should have brought the 3D plans, they're very cool. But there's a lot of accessibility stuff that needs to be done when we're doing this, and it brings your cost up. But like, we can't do the renovation of these steps there because we've had judges who have had them before. So, and this builds a whole new jury box. It really redoes the court. Everything except for the bench in that court. That is something that's discussed. It would depend on the phase approach.
So this is just phase one, get it all done. Okay.
He wrote phase one there. I have to check, but my understanding was that would be whole project. Yes. So I don't know if maybe he started to phase it out. My understanding is that be that again, I would not know how that's being affected. I would say 25% over. But we're also looking at small towns. So we're not going to do architectural plans, we'll have more concept drawings type stuff and just work with a local contractor. So that will save us some, but I do need to have that because the application deadline is for early review is the very beginning of September, which I realize is a little bit of time away. There's quite a few steps out. Like SHPO has to get preliminary tolerance, all that. And I've got to get these kind of projects, the biggest thing is coordination for so many. And the Supreme Court has so much say. No, I need a decision.
If we wanna do the full thing or.
Because if you're gonna do a phase, because the reason I need to know is if we're gonna do a phase, what that phase is. So you're looking. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
Well, but then they have no.
Those are architectural. That's the architect.
There's architect and then there's reality.
That's not a scientific number, that's just my experience in bidding a lot of things out. Talking to other people in this world.
So when does the, application date due for those?
The early review deadline is very beginning of September, but I always turn ours in early because if there's anything missing, turn it in early. They let you know so you can correct it. If you turn it in just in time, and there's something missing, you're just as fault. So it's the very beginning of September. But
First thing I'd like to just do it all, get it done over with, all financially.
well, if we do it phased, the budget would be 120. Your guys are responsible for 20, hundreds of folks. I mean, that's just what we have to do. So there's nothing really to like look at. It's just saying this is the number.
And then next year we would finish it out.
In theory.
In theory.
And like when we really look at it, and I wish I would run this. We can definitely phase it, but I don't know. It's going to be hard to phase because the most expensive stuff is going to be carpentry for the main portion of like rebuilding that jury box. When you're rebuilding the jury box, we can't just, I mean, I guess we could just leave the carpet, but that would be stupid. Like the phased approach is going to be hard, but it's not impossible.
I say just do it, get it.
In theory, after we're done this, I can't imagine there's any other work that needs to be done. Like that brings all of our buildings up to exactly where they need to be. Everything will be ADA accessible. The courtroom will look nice. All of our buildings will be.
This grant, if it's September, is it for January or?
It's the one that starts in January. Yes.
Start as early as June.
Yes. But after I get approval, I have to do the official section 106 review, which isn't normally a problem. Courtroom is going to be a thing because it's, of course, the room's been redone so many times. There's not much to talk about.
But you know, all finished.
Right. So like, there's all those hoops we have to jump through.
What do you guys think? I'm thinking just go. Yeah. That could probably.
If we're willing to do that much for maps, that will make us a very strong applicant.
Yes, do I hear a motion? I said that.
Little side room.
There's no side room, but there's she's got like a desk that and then it's right by her door.
And
Yes.
now, are you're gonna contribute a little bit from your budget into this too?
I got my cabinets counter,
So,
but that room, I don't know what the plan is for it. I mean, I got my stuff, I bought what I could buy out of my last budget.
No.
I don't know what the plan is, but that family that lives halfway down one side
We're
is,
just gonna
and
make
under,
a motion
but
that we
it's
move
probably,
forward.
but it wasn't all.
Five
That's my
grand.
room, yeah,
The whole-
and,
the whole
so nothing's been done there, and I'm still waiting
Knowing
on
that we may.
Doug to bring my shelving, but everything, as far as I know, there's nothing else needs to be done in that part except for that,
Okay.
did I hear a motion, John?
I'll make a motion, we move forward with doing the whole project. At least getting the plans together and submitting to courthouse facilities grant.
I second that. Okay. Right, and you're not gonna contribute to it. All right.
already.
I'm just kidding.
But
I'm
it
just
gets so
kidding.
much.
Now, I'll do, you're up next. Does that also include the phone with Christie? Oh, don't include the phone. Christie, you're up. You can sit wherever you feel comfortable.
We've been talking about the jury machine, but so far, in the beginning, I was having a lot of issues with it. but between Bill Gallagher and Luke, it's working, but there's still static in the line. We have a jury answering machine box, so the jurors can call that number and know if they have to report for jury services or not. There for a while, the line was really static, you couldn't hear the message. Then the message got to where it was just breaking off, and you would call one time, it wouldn't work, one time it would, the whole message would come through, or part of it, or it was a mess. And now, we got a new answering machine box, and, it's still got a little static in it. But I reached out to Luke about that, 911, where we could use that. Cause I don't know if it's gonna keep working, cause it's not a good thing when a juror calls in and then it doesn't work, and we check it before we leave. So currently, there's just a little static, it's working, but if something else goes wrong, but my problem is Supreme Court pays for the phone line, but they won't pay for the answering machines, which we did get a new one, and it's working currently, but that's why I got put on the schedule. But since the schedule, I've been put on the machines working but static.
So you want, what are you asking?
Well, I reached out to Luke, but he had, like, some of the 911s wouldn't work because he doesn't have the same system as one of the other clerk's offices had mentioned that they had. So,
She wants to use the Everbridge system to notify jurors, like when a trial is canceled and things, and the point is not that long, it's extremely complex to manage. It's not like, it's not a simple thing at all. And that was more of my concern, like, your girls will have to go through and do specific forms for every single juror, enter those in through a database, assign all of them unique numbers, build out a group for every single jury trial, and then send a message to that group. Like it would be faster to call and text them.
yeah, we call all the time, and we always call, but if you can't reach a juror or they don't provide us their number, then, it's their responsibility to call that machine. But when the machine doesn't work,
But see, my system's going to be doing the same thing you're doing. It's just going to call them. And if they don't answer, then because that's all it's doing is calling and texting.
Is the problem with the machine or is the problem with the phone lines coming in?
it's been both. But now we got a new machine and the line keeps staying static. Ever since we moved over to the other side, we had some issues with static, a little bit of static going on the other side. Since we moved over to the other side of the courthouse, we've had more issues. And we didn't even realize it was doing that, because once we checked it until the juror had come in and started complaining, because they called and it didn't work. And,
Phone company then, or is it?
It's a Supreme Court's line.
yeah, and see, that's what,
And what I recommended, but the Supreme Court doesn't seem to like, is we have an unlimited number of fees on our PRI. And I said, just build out an extension and port the number to one of these phones and just set this up so it only rings once and use the answering machine on there, and then the line will be digital. But the Supreme Court doesn't seem to think that's a good solution. They have to port over the 1-800 number and their 788 number to our account, but that is the solution, I think, but they don't seem to think that's the best solution.
because if it keeps, if we start having issues again really bad, I don't know if you all would just get us another phone line, and we can use the phone like Luke says, and
Sure.
we would be paying a bill that,
It's good. No, it doesn't cost anything.
oh, it doesn't.
You pay for a block of PIDs, which are just phone numbers, and we have extra left in our block. That's why there's zero cost to that solution.
The Supreme Court has to do that.
But we'll know the 1-800 number that the people call and the 788 number that people call, it's on all the documents, is owned by the Supreme Court. So they'd have to port it over. I mean, we could give you guys a brand new phone number.
Yeah, we can do that, because we type,
Oh.
but people don't know what that phone number is until they're actually get a letter from us saying what the number is and the date and the time that they're to be there.
Well, I mean,
You don't have to use the Supreme Court number, you can.
You
just
could
do it.
use another number.
yeah,
That's
that's-
solved.
Okay,
Yeah, don't you think?
yeah, I can order you, I was under the impression that those numbers I used, because that's what you were talking on that email that I requested.
Yeah.
Bill get that stuff ported over,
yeah,
and we will
and
do it.
at it, you can get this little filter, looked like a little, but it was a filter. I had to plug it in and put the phone in that and I was. So I don't know.
I know nothing about Pufferman. What do you call that? I can tell you all about our PRI and our digital system.
Well, if we can just use one of the numbers we already have or can get and give that to her and she can send that out for people to call and put your answer machine on that, then.
Why didn't Bill think it was a good idea though? Because I recommended it 2 or 3 times. They said they didn't.
If I understand, he was just saying because of that phone line that comes in, the type of phone that we have, I guess they don't work together. I don't know.
Well, then I think you misunderstood what we were trying to do.
Just, I think you just do it that way.
Yeah, and
Because
we
the
have
very
that, we have an extra phone because we don't have that extra room in. Remember we had the room where people would go in the back, and I have that phone sitting in the window.
Okay.
It's not being used.
And I wrote that extension. I mean, well, if that's what we're gonna do and the number doesn't matter, we can do that in the next.
Because, you know, we have a lot of travel coming up. Evidently, something has changed to where they're setting more. So if that works with everybody, that's from there.
Okay.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna get that extension and then I'll send you.
I know, I personally know what you're doing. I got a computer. It's out all the time.
Yeah, this is just bad, you know. Here, we're wondering why they're not there, and it's just because the machinery. So I let both judges know if something happened, nobody's lying.
So,
All right,
thanks, Jeff. You need something else?
all right, thank you.
Okay, is this the Hope Dealers? The Hope Dealer project.
So actually,
Or is it in here?
we are TPM and the Hope Dealer Project just called us and explained that they have an emergency and requested that we receive the signed proclamation on their behalf.
Okay.
Some of you already know who TPM is, so we won't go through it, but TPM is, got a new face. Karen is no longer a part of TPM. I am the office manager and administrator. This is Brittany Spears. She's she's a advanced recovery coach. Wade Teller, who is also an advanced recovery coach. And this is just some community support. Pastor Rob Carter
Good to have you.
and Joseph Redmond. But we've been asked to receive the signed proclamation on behalf of the whole project.
I was reading, I didn't catch your name.
And you know, I didn't give it.
Okay, that's what I didn't catch it.
Very
Very,
good.
very, very good.
My name is Monique Webster.
Well, the reason I wanted to ask you that, because you remind me of somebody that I'm a good friend of mine.
I couldn't imagine who.
And you probably related to Mrs., are you related to Mrs. Francis? I kind of.
There's a pastor in the house, so I'm not. There's two pastors in the house, I'm not. Yes, I am.
Figured.
I keep it straight.
I am related to Francis.
Yeah,
I am her daughter.
I thought you was.
Yeah. One of her many
One
daughters.
of her many, so I know
Yes.
some.
Anyhow.
You got a good mom, I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Thank
I
you.
like it.
Thank
Very, very good.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I have. Do you want us to read
The
this or
original,
just,
I think that's the original. that you
or
have.
did I have to sign? Okay, did you wanna read this first, or? Okay.
You wanna read it up yourself? But I do have it.
Very, I've read part of it.
Oh, so, they have requested that we do read it.
Have you read it?
They would like it that way.
Okay,
So, National Recovery Month is held every September to increase awareness and understanding of mental and substance use disorders and to celebrate those in recovery for their strength and perseverance. The color purple has been used to symbolize the struggle taking place in communities across the country as individuals, families, healthcare providers, and law enforcement agencies face the growing crisis of opioid use. And the Mineral County Goes Purple movement was founded by Tara Mason, founder and executive director of the Hope Dealer Project, to raise awareness and to support and inspire and empower those affected by substance use disorder. And the Mineral County Goes Purple is an awareness campaign focused on prevention, treatment, and recovery resources available in the community, and will emphasize the role local agencies play in combating the epidemic. And Mineral County Goes Purple strives to promote conversations around the dangers of substance misuse and abuse, and encourages the community to take a stand against. And at the bottom, you'll see now therefore, I, whoever president of Mineral County Commission in the state of West Virginia, do hereby proclaim the month of September 2025 to be Mineral County Goes Purple in the city of Kaiser, and call upon the people and Mineral to observe the month with appropriate programs, activities, and ceremonies. The city of Kaiser encourages the community to wear purple, light up your homes or businesses with purple lights, tie a purple ribbon on your tree, fence, or door, make a purple heart display, or get creative and display purple in another way. Also, TPM will also be having an event August the 31st. So we will make sure everybody gets the information. We are celebrating. And as you see on our new brochures, we go purple. So you're more than welcome to.
I like your shirts.
Thank you.
That's right.
I will. With some shirts. On the Hope Dealer, they do sell the shirts.
Yes, you can go on there and then she asks $25 for a donation and then she will send it to you guys.
Okay. So, the motion, you have anything else to add?
Just for business cards.
Oh,
We're
okay.
something kind of professional here.
I'll make a motion. Proclamation she read mentioned at the last paragraph about the city of Kaiser. This proclamation says county commission and Mineral County commissioners. So that's the one we're gonna sign, and I'll make a motion to approve that proclamation.
Thank you. And I'll put that also. I have permission to sign this.
And I'll authorize the president to sign.
Now, let me ask you, I got a copy here I really don't need. You want me to sign both of them so you'll have one? And this is the original.
Yes, sir.
I'll just sign both and give them to you.
Yes, sir. We'll appreciate
That's all right?
it. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can I go ahead and record you guys signing it with her?
Yes.
Yes, afterwards, could we all get a picture together? Thank you.
She's got to sign it.
It's Andrew.
No. We're not responsible for your phone break.
Oh, well, so yeah, I have insurance.
All right.
Yeah, and we'll make sure that you get a flyer of our event. She is my mother.
Well, I didn't.
Somebody wanna get on this side?
She can bring it if you want.
Wherever you want to go. You're comfortable, sir.
So,
There
and
you
I, the place,
go. However you want.
yes, sir, so you can be handling it Sunday and.
Thank you.
And you can profit, okay? Local meeting.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
We're actually doing a whole lot now. We have weekly meetings. I'm actually gonna leave you with some of our, we have meeting cards.
You say the 31st of August.
The 31st of August, see, this is our NA, this is our AA. We just created meeting cards. So if you know anybody that needs any, on the 31st of August, we're gonna be having,
Overdose Awareness Day.
which is purple.
Okay.
The day of purple. And we will make sure you guys get the information so that you can be invited. We're gonna have guest speakers. I believe
Memorial Wall where you can write your loved ones that lost to,
overdose.
and know their name, their picture, or something like that.
It's sad, but there's not very many families in Mineral County that hasn't lost maybe a family member or a very good friend. I know I had a nephew pass away from here a couple of years ago. Sad.
Well, I think what's so sad is a lot of family members don't speak out against it.
I know.
They're still, concerned about the stigma that comes along with it.
Yeah.
So, but we're hoping to, the new movement with TPM, we're hoping to make a difference. We have partnered up with Potomac Highland Guilds again, so we're gonna be learning a lot. Ready? I think so.
I appreciate what you do. Help one person.
Absolutely,
One person.
absolutely, makes a difference. Yeah. So we thank you. We have plenty. Yeah, just let you know, that we do have a weekly meeting in a.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You guys take care. Okay, where were we? I think we did the courthouse. but not
Yeah.
the rent.
I don't have anything.
You don't have nothing on, how about the health program facility? They are, I looked today when I come by, they are out there working on the grants. I didn't go back to see if there's any concrete for that.
There is not.
Yeah, I haven't walked back, look, I haven't had the time lately.
Looks like they had marks, the other day they had marks on the ground
Yeah.
where they're gonna dig out the footers and stuff like that, so.
Okay. Update on opioid?
Don't have anything other than I'm getting signed contracts and information, and trying to transfer that or give it to Lauren and get checks out and stuff, so.
Regarding the rundown properties, town, municipality.
That was just something you all were gonna discuss once we determined carryover, if that was gonna be a high priority item to put budget funding into, or. It's really.
I'll-
just up to you.
I'll-
Get started at least on some of the more scenic shit.
But we don't have a cost for an engineer or anything.
No, I gave you guys all that, but
Yeah.
there, it was extensive.
Yeah.
Let me see. I can tell you exactly what it is.
What's the first thing?
I can't remember what it was.
His price was $165 an hour with an estimate of about 8 hours of effort for any given property, so about $1,320 per property.
1,000 even, but
It's through non-properties.
yeah, get a start on some of the worst case issues.
That's not even the tenth of the properties.
Oh, no.
Let's see the worst of the issues.
Whatever you wanna do, guys. What's your thoughts?
I'm gonna hold off on that a little bit.
I think, if we're really gonna get into this too, I probably need to talk to, well, Phil will be heading this up. I probably need to talk to Charlie to see if they'll be willing to push and process some of the orders. 'Cause like the thing we did in Piedmont, I did all the order writing and stuff. I don't know if that's the most efficient way to do that. Really don't. Yeah. Sorry, people say Charlie. Yeah. So to see if their office. I think they probably should come. I don't see why. The engineer is the huge, that's the first hurdle. You can't do anything, you know.
Yeah.
You guys wanna keep waiting?
I would like to, yeah, I like weigh in. We probably need to relook at policy as well, just to make sure we have traction. If we had an engineer on board and all that in place, would we really be able to do anything with the property at that point? Or force anything to be done with the property?
The enforcement is the hardest part, so
It is.
we can get to a point where in the order, we are able to do the work. Like pay someone to do the work and put a lien against the property for any costs incurred. Problem is when that property just keeps getting turned on a regular basis or, you know, blood out the rock. There's absolutely teeth in there, like teeth are the commission's own resources. Like you can tear a property down, yeah, property, right? A lot of places, you tear down a house on a tenth of an acre lot, the house is gonna be worth 10,000, I mean, the lot's on the house now.
Yeah.
But I do think it's gonna need to do something about also these. How we decide. And partnership with cities. Cities really want this, what they want us to pay for, because they want
But
resources.
out, in the outreach areas of the county, there's a lot of places, it's not in municipalities, it needs to be
Oh, for sure.
addressed. I've been receiving some complaints about one, and I don't know what to do with it. It's a mess. It is a mess.
And see, that's another side of it, this, our ordinance is based on the safety of the property as opposed to just being jumped up and trashed up.
Well, I've always told people if the property's going to collapse, but it's going to collapse on its own property, that's not even necessarily something
Yeah.
that we would address. It's if it's putting other people's property or lives
Yeah.
at stake. Like there's a house in Wally Ford that absolutely if it collapses, it's gonna be in the road. It's going to collapse. The whole foundation, the whole house is shifted. And that was the last one we looked at. Maybe I never got an engineer. But it needs to either serious work where it needs to be turned down. It does threaten people's safety, but there's a lot of, it's a complex issue. It really is.
It is. Jason came on quite a bit to Jason's sites. Is that you helped as well? Is that what you're talking about?
No, we did, the Feinstein building, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Well, the grant funding, I don't know how they acquired these properties. I don't know what the process was there. Because our process is not as simple as what they did, which was compile a list of a couple of houses and 15. Yeah, like they didn't do any of this stuff. Liz, you were probably involved now. Like, would you know what their process was? They talk about those in the meetings?
I know Jason had to write property owner a letter, and basically the first thing was, he asked him, are you willing to give us this property? Some of them did. I think there were a couple of them they had to go to court for.
Okay.
But they became, the property became property of the city before they could tear it down.
Okay, is that it? Okay, so we'll just kind of leave that on hold.
Yeah, that's, I mean, did he just keep carrying it over?
For the new budget next year.
No, we can take it off. You guys don't want to keep talking about it, but.
I don't see any reason. It won't be nothing done this year, but
It's up to you all.
I would say we, January, start planning towards a new budget, if we're gonna have to, it looks like a lot of money. That's exactly what. So start February, all through budget, and right?
March, but that would be to take effect for 12 months,
Yeah. Okay.
more or less just plan. Leave it. Okay, just take it off.
We've had a lot of our problems solved.
he didn't look up. I hope he would look up. He smiled.
Ain't no paying attention.
We have a lot of our problems solved. Had more money. Oh, by the way, yesterday, the post office,
The, there are a lot of counties that are that big. One guy gets over in Lewis County, he picks them up and all. But then on the other hand, you also have Alex, City Council of Philadelphia, sisters at 12 property. So, spend money, phone call. But boy, kind of one of these things where, so, yeah, it's all rent property, it's not like your sister was just all 66, has that intrinsic value. Just go back to the situation like agriculture, places for jobs, then, but that's not the way it's looked at. That,
I know we've had two places in our, where I live. One place was sold from taxes. People bought it excellent. I mean, it looks nice. And, but the other one is still sitting there. I was gonna buy it this year for taxes if it come up, but it didn't.
I don't know, Josh. Jimmy McCuskey was very active. That's big property now. What they were trying to do is get a big appropriation, like $4 or $5 million. So they can get 4 contractors. They get a volume of them. That way the bid would come down. Crackers House we dealt with. Plus, and, they were talking about if they could do that high volume thing, they could have about 10 grand. That's just a memory. So don't hold me to the line. But there's still a lot of counties. Upshur County just had one. Gave them 90 days, told them get everything out of the house. Get cut stone and the timbers and the doors. So, been doing this thing for a year, get 90 days, tear it apart.
That's probably the biggest problem. Money's the big problem, but then the other side, get permission or get the property owner to be able to allow you to do it. You just can't walk on property, start tearing stuff down, but just.
And also law enforcement has to take care of people that are staying.
Yeah.
And they won't even go in, search us even for it. It can be a problem.
Then you have the whole dilemma of, okay, yeah, we can create laws, ordinances that can make it easy for government or whatever to come in, but then are you infringing on people's rights and the freedom of having these properties? So.
Sadly, what happens is you take the thing down, all you have to do green space with a gas thing.
Yeah.
Well, they're looking around the neighborhood and somebody's like, $200,000 building materials, built a brand new house. Maybe or maybe not. So what happens, somebody comes in that owns it and asks them, structural nurse on anything. I think this much taxes on $9,000 value. Yeah, bring it down to the minimum for all problems. So there's some, I wish people would do rehab it, because unfortunately some of them get so far gone. Lose history too.
Yeah, oh, yeah, definitely. Yep. Okay, well, thank you, sir. Luke, you got something here on updated, Chase call and stuff?
There are 2 more people to hire. It's just gonna be. No, I think it's not.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
So as of August 1st again?
Yeah, I've not got a chance to sit down with Lauren yet. She was on vacation last week, but I'll try to get her this week, so. I don't even know when they'll work for them.
They've
So
been
that's
up there, Lauren's been up there working, but the inspection is got moved to tomorrow.
Right.
But,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, their inspection got moved to tomorrow, but I think they're ready for it.
No, I'm saying with getting
Oh,
her
yeah,
started.
yeah.
I don't know when the per diems are gonna be able to work.
We just put their start date as October 1st for our records.
August.
August.
August first, and then
Okay.
that way, because it has a start date and
Yeah, that's fine.
Do I hear a motion?
Yeah,
Do I, do I hear a motion to approve this recommendation?
I make a motion to approve it, Christine Coons and Kirk Dawson. I'll second that motion.
And I approve that also. Okay, we move on to update on the fire department.
I don't have any update. I did, the last meeting's when I brought you the legal opinion, right? Anyways, the letter's been sent to all the fire departments, letting them know that this will be required, it's not optional. And I've sent Charlie everything, he sent me a letter to review, and he sent it over to the Attorney General, so we're just waiting on an opinion.
Should I ask him? I guess he hadn't heard from the Attorney General yet.
I assume not, because I think as soon as he gets the.
So I've been contacted, several of them. And my concern is that these fire companies are getting quotes like $5,000 and $7,500 to do a financial review, which is absolutely crazy to me. And although I think some kind of financial review needs done, however, not at that much of a cost.
So this is what happened last time and why they stopped. I don't know why it's so expensive, because those agreed upon procedures are simple. That is 2 days of.
I agree, especially when the one company that contacted me, I went and sat in their office and they showed me everything, and they already have an accountant that they pay $4,000 a year by month that takes care of writing checks and going through all their paperwork and everything. And they're gonna take all this paperwork and send it to another accountant, and another accountant wants more money to review everything that another accountant has already done. So, I don't understand why it costs so much. And I'm a little upset about that.
And the accountant you spoke to had the agreed upon procedures, they realized it wasn't a.
Yeah, the one that gave one of the bids is when you have Tim or somebody write it, he's the one that gave the estimate of $5,000. I've had several departments get hold of it too. Two of them were, yep, we love the accountability, we'll do whatever it takes. And then the other two were like, we don't have that kind of money, they're just too small.
Most of them don't.
Yeah.
Most of them can't afford it.
So what do you all want to do? Well, real quick, let me make a point on the account. I realize that they're already paying. However, the whole reason for the independent CPA is because if there were an issue with the accountants doing their books, like that wouldn't be so far fetched, and that's why it requires an independent CPA, but $5,000 is not a ridiculous price. I mean, I completely agree with that.
And then I also had another department said, we're not going to period. They understood that we could withhold their funds, yeah. Okay.
Is that the one that already went to the local attorney, and the local attorney told me not to do it?
Are there a way, and I don't wanna hold the funds from the firefighters, because they do a lot of good in their county, I don't wanna do that. My question is this, are there a way that we could get a financial review from them? Instead of having them go through a $4,000 or $5,000 charge.
That's what we did is about as basic as you can go to have the accountability. Like it's not an audit. It's just clearly a review of expenditures. Like it's not complex. We can't make it any more simple, I don't think.
They don't wanna do that either.
That's what's costing $5,000.
Yeah.
If they got somebody to do the books, why don't they?
Because whoever does your books cannot do your review.
Well,
Because of the audit, not making claims or accusations here. If the accountant that is doing their books would be doing something inappropriate, then they're the ones that turn around and does the audit or doing the financial review, you can never catch it. That's why you get an independent accountant to do that.
yeah, I know how that works, but my thing is, what if the fire company set up a little committee, sells 3 people or so, but sit down and go over the books and if everything looks okay for them, other than the treasurer.
I don't think that would, I mean, if you look at, like, when the chief inspector gives his presentations, it's the chief, it's the president, it's the treasurer, it's the assistant chief, it's the chief's son, it's,
I'm just saying though, that way it would keep the treasurer out of it. And it would keep them from spending so much money, but yet they would take a little bit of accountability of their department. I'm in favor of helping the city.
I see what you're saying, but they also don't even know. Like, there's been some people I think are extremely intelligent in the fire department. The one day an ambulance authority walked through the financial statement and said, what does this mean and how much cash do we have?
Well, just because you're
That's-
extremely intelligent doesn't necessarily mean you know what a dollar is.
No, but like, when you look at a financial statement, they, like, this person is the person who put on that committee, and they came up to me and said, how much cash do we have? Because you look at these documents, and, because it looks like they've got $5 million, because ambulances are listed as assets that don't depreciate on the ambulance authority's financial statements. And like, your cash is separate, it's,
But I'm not too much, I'll be honest with you, I'm not concerned about what their vehicles or what their stuff's worth. What I'd like to know is their expenditures pretty much being guarded, safe? And there's no, not bad, because we've had so much money stolen from these fire companies in Mineral County. That's all I'm concerned about is having them watch their own books. Surely there's something that it requires.
yeah, I agree, they will just be pencil, they'll be, someone will write a letter and 3 people will sign it and move on. Because they're volunteers, they don't have to sit down with their books for days. But I get what you're saying. It's not.
We know if any of them is already paying the county, it's what this are doing.
My guess is there are probably a couple of them who did it the day we sent them the first letter. But I don't know.
This thing, all we wanted, correct me if I'm wrong, but a few years ago, all we wanted was like a financial statement, just kind of, right?
Well,
How did that go?
it's been vacation for several years, we just got a profit and loss sheet, which really didn't show much of anything.
That doesn't count the department that the.
Agency's fine. And there was someone upset about that, but they didn't even give me this agency's money. How they-
Give the inventory.
Right, because they don't distribute any checks directly, they buy it, and send it to them, it's like, I don't know how we have justification for that, but, right. They send us we have all of the documents for that. I mean, if we went back to a point where they had to turn in all of their bills to get their check, I mean, that's a level of accountability.
I want to get an update on this Chase card account, like quarterly or anything. Financial statement from them now.
They will give us a report, at this point, we haven't talked how many reports we want, but I was thinking quarterly.
Yeah, that would be good, probably.
But the Chase card money comes out of the ambulance authority.
Yeah, I know where it comes from.
They give a report, right?
I thought initially you guys asked me every.
I thought it was monthly. Monthly, others like to get now, calls and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like to get now, monthly.
Yeah, so.
I just didn't know what you could change.
I don't think they have to give one every, give me every meeting of them. Of them.
Just something that every meeting.
Here.
Just a monthly report like we get now.
Oh, okay.
So, Larry, what do you guys want to do?
Honestly, I would like to kind of hold off. I don't want to put a burden of $5,000, $2,500 on fire departments
That's too much.
and try to come up with a different game plan. I have an idea in my head. I don't know if it'll work or not. Somehow we need to get all of the treasurers or a financial person from the fire department, whether it's a treasurer, secretary, whatever, in the same room and possibly sit down and discuss this with myself.
When's the next fire association?
But if, I mean, would it be crazy to you, or you already distributed all the excess levy, didn't you? If the excess levy paid 50% of each department's cost,
I'd like to come up with a way where it didn't cost anybody $5,000.
And I understand that, but then on the other side of it, we're still using tax money
Really?
to audit this, where it could be used for a better purpose. And I just think that $5,000 for an audit is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And when we first talked about this last year, a year and a half ago, or however long ago it was, that we were talking about a couple $1,000s. And I,
Yeah.
kind of been okay with that, but now we're talking a lot more.
Why don't you, can you get a hold of the fire companies, tell them to hold off on it right now till we get a meeting set?
I mean, I can, but we sent out the first letter telling them to do it in January. And we sent out the order 6 months before that.
I don't wanna see them.
So a lot of these departments have probably already started. So these departments who have already incurred the cost are now gonna be burdened to pay for something that other departments, the ones that probably don't, and I'm not saying there's anything happening anywhere, but the departments that probably have no problems at all are the ones who have already paid somebody and done it. And the departments that are causing issues or the ones that are more likely to have issues are the ones who are gonna get away without doing it and still get their check. I mean, do you see what I'm saying on that
I
front?
understand what you're saying.
Now, how much do they get? Either.
60.
What we ought to do, if they can't do some kind of a financial review of some type, not give them all the money. I hate to hold it from them, but we need to give them some, I know, I'm saying. Give them all of it.
Some of them don't use an account at all.
Yeah, some are, supposed to, is it 2026, they're supposed to be able to go to something?
Which is a ridiculous requirement.
Well, the ones who were happy to do it was because they had money going missing years before, so they like the capital. That's the reason why they're happy. But again, it's a smaller one for
I'd like to get an email out, or I'd like to get out to all the fire departments, find out who's already started it, or who's already paid out for this, and then possibly the rest of them hold off. And then go from there. I hate to stop them in midstream here, but I constantly cannot be willing to go along with making a fire department pay that much money for an audit. Or for it's not even an audit, it's a financial review. I have an idea, it's going, and I need to do a little more homework on it, but basically it's gonna cost us a little more time, a little more work as commissioners, but if that saves the fire department a lot of money, and we are reviewing their books that. But you're asking them to speak at all. So initially, and again, so I'll go ahead and let this go. Initially, my thought is to, if the departments could submit to us either monthly or quarterly, what money they have gotten from us, and receipts, copies of receipts of all their expenditures. And it would need to be in a nice electronic form of some sort. And we would randomly pick either a company every month or a company or several companies a quarter randomly. And us three could sit down and just look through them.
So that's what they
That
used
would
to
save
do.
them some money, they would probably.
And us three are specifically looking at these receipts, and we can say, okay, they spent this money to these people, this money to these people.
So
Only the money that we've given.
Oh, yeah.
And I was looking at only the money we give them.
So before this process started 10 years ago, that's what they did. That's how they got their quarterly checks, and they didn't want to do that anymore. It's not how this.
Yeah. And I think this would also, one company I talked to, they take the money they get from the state, they put into a certain fund, certain account. The money they get from the county, they put into a certain account, and then we require each company to do that, so they would have to have separate accounts. And then the account that we put money in from the levy, we would get a financial statement from the bank as well as all of their expenditures and everything.
But you're going back to just reviewing the levy account.
Yes, we don't need, but they make it.
Yeah, that's what we just paid the attorney to confirm, was if you could review more than the levy.
Yes, I know we can review, but just because we can review all the accounts does not mean we should.
But the save money, it wouldn't be as much then.
But are we gonna get a confirmation of of everything that they expend is supposed to be what they're expending on?
So you would do the fire protection, either that comes from the state, right?
That's from the state. So the state auditor requires all that information. This is basically what they have to send to the state auditor. And correct me if I'm wrong, what I understand, the money they get from the state, they have to send to the state auditor on a regular basis. I think they do.
Well, the
Their
state,
receipts and their expenditures.
we're talking about two different funds. Fire protection funds, we distribute it, but they get state money too.
Okay, I thought that's what he was talking about, state.
Fire protection.
Okay.
I thought that was, I thought
Yeah,
that was state.
There's the fire departments have so many funds. The fire protection fund came to us, we distributed it. They get state funds. Whatever you all wanna do.
That would be a good way. And if you're just looking at the money that taxpayers in Mineral County give them, in all honesty, I don't think you'll have that. It won't take that long to look at it.
Well, when I talked to the attorney
I
though,
don't think it will.
is what he talked about, what it talks about in that letter, and what I mentioned was that the levy funds are the only taxpayer dollars. But the taxpayers vote to provide a levy under the impression the fire departments cannot operate without those levy funds. So the purpose is to ensure that, well, and again, this is not an accusation, but again, the purpose is that like, oh, we do 10 bingos here, we fundraise $100,000, my whole house has been remodeled, we pay the power bills on this. Like, it's a confirmation that the levy fund is needed, because a levy isn't like, you have, to do a levy, you have to prove that there is a need for that money to supplement current operational funds. And that was his, like, that's what he said when we were doing the funds. Whatever you all decide to do, and I realized that the attorney's opinion was that we could do it, but we shouldn't. When we did that, I asked you all, do you want to do them all? You said yes, and that was the whole reason we got the attorney's opinion. That was the whole.
And again, that reasoning.
Good, go ahead. I just said this was before me, right?
Yeah,
Back for you.
Yeah,
This
this is one of my plans here.
But
This,
anyway, let's find out, go back to my original one, and I'll make it into a motion that he met, get in touch with the fire department, see who started and who hasn't. And if they haven't, then hold off and we'll back up here and relook at things. What?
If we, request two other things, we ask, you wanna know who started and who's paid, we ask them if they have a current accountant and who they would have to do their review.
Yeah.
To kind of get an idea out there too.
Sure. We need to know that.
So that's some data that can help us later on too. It's like, and you can do it like in an email, shoot, survey kind of format.
that's up to you all. This is your, whatever your formal motion is what I'll do.
Okay, I'm not 100% sure why we need that information, but I'm okay with that.
So I just want to make sure I'm understanding what you're trying to look at is how the levy itself.
No.
Okay, so right now, I wanna know what fire companies have started their financial review, and by the way, that we've already made the order. Who has started or who has paid out, and who hasn't. To let them know to hold off. And then she added, wanted to know who, if they had an accountant and who it was.
So that's that question, then the next step then after that is we're only looking at, so that's.
That was my initial thought, but I'm not 100% on board with that, so it's just, yeah, it was just a thought.
Okay. I second that.
For example, they wait, get it in, it's pretty trouble. So some may just use it for one major bill.
Well, some of these fire companies, that we've heard of, they might close.
So to make sure I understand what's going on, I need to reach out to all the fire departments about the financial reviews. Find out if they have started their review. And if they have not started it, tell them to pause. Not to stop, but just pause, don't contract anyone if they haven't. And ask them if they already use an accountant.
Yeah.
Okay. And, so you're not voiding the order
Yeah.
yet. Okay.
The order was they have to have it by the end of the year, right?
September.
By September, so we can. I'll make a motion, we give a. Yeah. Yeah.
Which, oh, okay.
So,
90-day waiver, 90-day one, 60-day waiver.
60-day pause.
Basically what we're saying is we're gonna give you your first quarter and we're gonna let you know what.
Yeah,
Because 90 days makes sense, because most of them get a quarter.
yeah, 90 days.
So reach out to fire departments about financial reviews, find out if they've started their review. If they have not, tell them to pause on it. Ask them if they already use an accountant and who it is. We are not voiding the order yet, but exploring the option and going to provide an extension on the deadline for 90 days. Anything else? Okay.
well, that first motion, Jason seconded, but the 90-day extension, I didn't have a second on it.
I'll second it.
Yeah, I said,
Right. That's what Roger said.
that's what I said. Yeah, then we need to help them, I think.
Reason I keep my hair short.
Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I understand before.
This is not. Surely. This is usually,
Listen,
We have been dealing with this.
ever since.
I like Landon is here.
Really?
This is, and this same conversation has
But
happened.
it never got this expensive.
No, that's why you got stopped in before.
No, I'm talking about just a financial statement, was never $5,000. They used to
Hard
have,
for us.
Yeah, they build the departments, what did she tell me?
No, it's 3 years.
Yeah, what it was. It was about. And state auditor, that they had to pay state auditor.
Well, that's switching from the state auditor's office and the legislative auditor is taking that over.
how often do the auditor of state look at these funds?
Every 5 years.
They're supposed to do, I thought it was every year or two, they randomly pick some.
But it might be 5 years before it gets back to that part.
Yes.
But they did all the county last year.
And the only reason they got to our last year,
Right.
we weren't due yet. So,
If we pass.
we never heard all this all the time.
I never heard.
Go for a state auditor.
So you go to WBSAO.com, it's chief inspector. And then you can search all the agencies.
I need to get Right. Lauren, you're up, budget revision.
Okay, okay, so the carryover, we had budgeted $1,404,000. Carryover actually ended up being $2,713,747. So that was an increase of 1.259747. That's your top major budget revision that we're doing here. Now, the next two there, 380 and 388. When we did the budget, we put all the agencies under 480. That was my fault. 99,900 of that was inside agencies, which was 70,000 of the opioid for prosecutor, 17,000 for AVAL, 12,900 for 911. Those are contributions back. So that 999 out of 380 and into 388. That's a correction to the budget that was submitted in March. Any questions on the revenues? Okay. Expenditures down below, 405 prosecuting attorney, roughly figuring it. Now, this is probably an overestimate because I was basing it as of August, but it sounds like it's gonna be maybe more toward, I know, September, but it's gonna be more towards October.
October for the full time.
Yeah, so this might be an over, but there may, I don't know what your thoughts are on that, if you want me to adjust it. I did 82,000, cause that's the salary, part-time, hourly, and benefits. 700 law enforcement, if you see 700 and 729, you're gonna see that 281.50 out of one and in the other. That's for the pro officers. Now, the pro officers are regular deputies. Their salaries need to come out of 700, their uniforms out of 700, everything's gonna come out of 700. The only thing we left was 12,000 under 729 for the pros. That was for their actual training, okay? Because they have separate training just for the pro officers, and also the reimbursement that we do to the Board of Ed. 730, that 60,000 was actually Doug's salary and benefits, because he came out of community correction and is going into court security. 980, that 18,000 was for the drone that sheriff is purchasing that you approved at the last meeting. And then 988 would be the balance.
Well, on the budget revision, the sheriff asked Doug to do 2 time sheets, one for maintenance, one for the sheriff's office. I talked to the sheriff and said it's all coming out of general county. I don't see a purpose in doing that. But he felt pretty strong about his awesome. But I mean, 2 times, like for you all, you even
But as I say, because he's paid salary.
right.
So, the difference was when Karen and Tommy worked law enforcement and worked court security, they were paid hourly. So we actually had 2 time sheets for them because we paid them hourly out of this and hourly out of that. But when somebody's salary, I mean, it's not a standard set of hours. So we could do percentages if it was, a pay's gonna work 2.5 days doing this, 2.5 days this, we could split half and half. But to not know how many hours he's gonna be doing between both, it's,
Well, and my point was it's all general county money, whether it comes out of one that's labeled sheriff or one that's labeled maintenance. It's literally the exact same money. One just requires a whole lot more tracking. But I don't know that one. Yeah, I don't agree on sheets.
unless, I mean, he could make a notation on, well, even whether he did a whole day as maintenance or whether he just did 2 hours as maintenance. I could probably do a separate excuse me, I could do a separate time sheet for him and add a line on that. He can have one time sheet, but then put them in different packets.
Well,
That might,
Doug's point is like, let's say he has a home confinement appointment at 8:30 and he's sitting in his office and takes a maintenance phone call at 8, is on the phone for 15 minutes. Like, how does he even differentiate that time? Because he does an appointment that takes 15 minutes and then goes back to doing something maintenance, or Like, it's not
Well, that I'm
an
sure.
hour for hour
It's
thing.
probably more so when he's going 2 hours and doing certain, you know.
I think what we ought to do is get the sheriff, Doug, in here.
Yeah.
I think that's what needs to be done.
So, too.
I mean, he's salary. One week you might work for this department 30 hours, and 10 for this, next week it might be reversed.
Well, I think, like, so I can do an amended timesheet for him and just put it as, it's just an Excel format. So I can just add a separate line,
Well, if you want.
row, and then he can just put how many hours on this position, how many hours. It would be the same timesheet, and the salary would still come out of for security, but there would be a record of what is.
I mean, to be very frank, Doug's doesn't do it. And we paid him $1 more an hour to do maintenance, and I feel like it's, but, I mean, if you guys want to just have a discussion with him, the sheriff, it's fine. I don't care how it's handled, I just want Doug to take it off.
I think, well, you know, he's solid.
And
I
you,
don't think I really honestly think he's right. I definitely do not think he's doing a good job.
I say you're putting the 60,000 in for security for Doug.
So,
That's benefits also.
Yeah.
Let me clarify.
so let's get them let's talk to them.
I'll try to get him.
And then, do I hear a motion to approve this,
Any other questions?
I make a motion to approve the budget review.
I second, and I put that on. Okay, discuss maintenance personnel.
Need your all's approval to hire Joshua Sanders.
What was the old? That's the old.
I make a motion to approve Joshua.
I second it, and I approve that also. Back door, everybody needs a back door.
Roll
Not right now.
All right, backdoor. So we paid someone for the backdoor on Harris office a long time. And it has never been right. And
See through there, past.
yeah, have you been in there?
Yes.
And, we've tried to pay to have it repaired, and it's just, her door's a mess. She just needs a new door. We had Cumberland Glass is not the one installed. But they came and looked at it, and they've adjusted it, and they said there's absolutely nothing that can be done, it's just a boss job. It needs a little bit of
Covered that door for how long?
well, every 9 years, she's been complaining about the whole.
Ever since you've been in.
We've even put a new one for her. A new door is $3,000.
Can't they just take that door out and reset it?
The problem is the frame is not. Have you guys been in there and seen it? I mean, it doesn't have to be done.
Oh, you gotta,
I
shake somebody's hand for the crack.
yeah, it's really bad. But it's whatever you all want to do. I told her I'd get a quote on it.
It needs fixed. Right?
Yeah,
Again, does that come out of general account?
that's what it is. I think she has her budget to place it in.
Yeah, I was wondering if she had money in her budget to get it.
We can just take 60,000.
Yeah.
But we didn't really. Yeah, but we didn't really take it because her contribution's the same. Her budget in the system and her budget in real life aren't the same thing. Because if we don't decrease her contribution, her budget stays the same. You know what I mean?
His salary out of her.
Right, she'll just have more money.
She's got more money than her.
$8,000 for a door.
So she will have more money.
But without paying Doug, yeah, because like her grade
Let's
is.
talk to her about he's paying a percentage of it.
Very tight.
Yeah, I know, but let's talk to her about paying a percentage since you don't have to pay Doug. I'm in favor of that.
You just want me to talk to her about doing 50/50. She wants a new door.
Yeah, let's talk to her.
So you guys are approving this 50/50?
Yeah, I'll approve 50/50. I'll make a motion to approve 50/50.
I'll second it.
And I
What if
approve
she
it.
doesn't?
Well, then I'll just come back next.
Okay.
That's one.
And who was it?
Cumberland Glass.
Community correction training.
I've got all the stuff here. She got her annual award. It's the exact same as it's been for the last 572 years. It's $190,000. I've just got all the stuff you guys need to sign and a resolution, I believe is in here.
I'll make a motion to approve this grant contract and resolution and authorize the president to sign.
Second that.
And what about the court security grant contract?
Yep, got it here too in a resolution, just need your approval of it, I'll get your signatures after.
Okay.
Is that in front of us here?
No, that stuff's not, it's just, it's the new access control system for the courthouse, you all approve the application for it.
I'll make a motion to approve the court security grant contract and authorize the president to sign.
Second that.
All right, how about the record? Agreement resolution.
I have a contract for, that as well, and we'll just need the president to sign.
Resolution to approve part-time workers, what's that mean?
Well, that's Lauren's side of it, my side's the grant contract.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to approve the records management grant contract and authorize the president to sign.
Resolution.
Well, I wanna know what's the resolution for
Well,
part-time
there's
workers?
a resolution that goes with the grant, that's.
Okay.
I second that.
That's 15.
That's last time, yeah, that's your 15,000.
Okay, so the grant that we were already awarded that took effect July first, that was to scan in some of the vitals, and so that 15,000 was to cover part-time people, but I hadn't asked approval to get part-time people, so it started July first, but I didn't get approval to go ahead. Now, the Daughters of Revolution, they helped with previous scanning we did, so I was gonna ask them, Genealogy Society, Historical Society, those two groups I approached first. But I requested approval to go ahead and approach those individuals as a part-time basis, not to exceed the 15,000 that we were there.
And we're not allowed to use regular workers on regular time, it's either overtime or part-time.
Yeah, now all that's the other thing too, now my employees, if they work, they're 40 and work over in the evenings, not office hours, then they're part of that grant as well. But that's, I kind of approved with it, but then, yes, I didn't have permission to hire.
I'll make a motion to approve that hiring of part-time workers.
I second
And I
that.
approve that also. Okay, discussion of possible participation in the new national opioid settlement.
I copied you all on an email, we got a notification that there's a second national opioid settlement, that get in contact with your AG or your original counsel. I reached out to Chafin Law Firm, Tish Chafin, and said, hey, is this legit? What do we need to do? And she said, I'm absolutely telling all of my clients to participate. I literally just need to send a letter saying you all want to participate, but I need you guys to.
I move that we participate.
I'll second it. Approved.
Okay. Next era, we're moving on. Next era.
Yep.
This, do you guys still have your map?
Yeah.
'Cause I did not, you gotta leave here at 4:30, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I did not reprint the maps, but you guys have the ability to make comments on the route if it absolutely has to happen. And we needed to send something to them if you guys wanted to do that. I sent you a draft of the letter to your email. And then it was just an insert.
Well, best I looked at, the only route choice we have is over towards Fort Ashby, and then it branches off 3 different ways. My opinion would have been the southernmost route.
Okay.
Yeah, I never got to talk to any of the landowners over that way, but it seemed like it was less interference with the southern route.
It seems like it's less than fair.
And then I did mention something to when Patrick Morrissey came through, what's the likelihood we could block it? He said, probably not,
No, you're not gonna block that.
because it's a federal.
Grand-
it's a federal.
Grand Bear.
So you guys, well, number one, did you guys get a chance to read the letter? I can send it to you one more time after I
Yeah.
put the route in. Did you want something different, or is that what?
Yeah, that's fine.
So I will send comments back then that the southern, well, that should be an official motion. Send that one, southernmost route.
Yeah, I make a motion, we send a letter recommending the southernmost route. However, we don't win it all, but
I'll second it, but I'm not a fan of it going in either.
Well, in the letter, very strongly the whole way through, so we
Yes.
do not
Yes, it
want
does.
this under any circumstances. However, it would be silly to not comment on the route if it's gonna happen.
the letter was worded very well, that we do not want it at all, period, exclamation point. However,
Now, I'm not real familiar, I'm not gonna lie to you about the three places now, but. So we're elected to, and I don't care which way you go, it's gonna tick people off.
Yeah, for sure.
Are they less people on the southern route than the northern?
That's, when I looked at it, it seemed that way, but
I'm not.
Less developed, less
Less
developed, less developed.
I get that. Okay, I'm good.
that's what I was looking at.
I'm good.
And what I'll do is I'll put that under official correspondence for the next meeting since it's a session. I'm gonna go ahead and send it, but I'll put it under.
But just let them know we do oppose it, so that's the main thing. Okay, Mid-Atlantic. Anyone else?
So you just did it.
Yeah,
No. Oh,
I know
it's
it's-
next there, comment discussion.
they're both the same thing.
Same thing? Okay.
There were
now-
two different emails.
I probably just, was very short, I want to be very sure to get it on there.
Okay, so.
So is this a bond? So this board was a bond.
The commission doesn't issue the bond, the building commission does.
We have to do the first reading.
Yeah, but what I do, and what the building commission do too, is do not read the ordinance, it's available for public review. It's, your guys is only like 5, the building commission is like 12.
We read this though?
If you wanna read the agenda, item, the ordinance is much longer.
To consider on the first reading and act upon the first proposed ordinance entitled. An ordinance authorization of the payment of the prior note and the permanent financing of the cost of design, person and, construction, equipment, judicial annex for Mineral County, authorizing the leasing of such facilities by the county commission from the Mineral County Building Commission. Approve the sale, insurance, and deliver not to exceed $7 million lease revenue bonds series 2025, by the Mineral County Building Commission to provide funds to finance a portion cost of such design. Pushing and equipping of the judicial annex and related costs, expenses, prescribing the forms and authorization delivery of agreement and lease and other instruments, and authorizing and approve other documents, the term, security, such bond, providing for certain other matters, connection therewith, all other matters related to the bond.
The full ordinance is here. What this one is, you all don't own the building commission does. This is an ordinance that says you're going to lease the building from the building commission, and your lease cost is the loan. So that's how these have to be structured. You guys can just make a motion to approve the first reading.
Make a motion to approve the first reading of this ordinance. Second.
Yeah.
Commission personnel,
That's an executive session after.
all right, LEPC fund,
So I think at the last meeting, I mentioned FEMA, I know it is supposed to be the pre-signature required account. Did I mention?
I don't remember.
Yes, you did. We don't know.
Okay.
That's because I mentioned on the PC.
Okay, so we did, yes, because we had the bank cards at the last meeting. So we had the bank cards and the president, commission, and myself signed that, and the sheriff. So that's the order of checks, and they've been taken care of, but then the question came out, the LEPC, possibly deputy reserve. I got a response back Friday from the auditor's office that the LEPC, due Thursday, that the LEPC account is supposed to be a pre-signature account as well. So, I already talked to Luke about that, so get with Shelley at the bank to go ahead and get that transferred over. But we would like it done within this month so it can, for financial purposes, begin July next year.
The only thing that changes is who writes the checks, because it's already a shared account, like Eileen, Rachel, and
So it is already under. Okay, because Chris wasn't, I didn't get that information, Chris, but hopefully that would. It's just a
that's
matter,
what we were doing.
it's just a matter of figuring out.
That's all.
Need a motion for that?
If I could, please,
Make a motion. We
what you do.
switch it over to the account to the signature account.
I'll second that motion.
I approve that motion. Okay, do you wanna wait to do the personnel?
Oh, we have.
Oh, that's right, I forgot that. I didn't.
So I want to discuss fountains, for Harold. The contractor says they're okay, but I think they're a little schedule. And the other thing is they are working on another water extension. They will be from Dry Run Road at the and go down to the intersection with Fried Meat Ridge, run over Fried Meat Ridge down to Headsville Road. And then it will go head, I guess it'd be west. Or, yeah, west on Headsville Road, just a couple thousand feet. But then it will go east and go out about maybe a mile and a half.
Go down
something
to,
like that.
go down to the, Creek Bridge.
Almost to the Patterson Creek Bridge, just short of Patterson Creek Bridge, there's a fellow down there signed up so far, that's all it's really. But right now, it's, according to the engineer, or the architect, it's somewhere around a $7 to $8 million project. And as of right now, they feel like they are about $1 million short. So then they're looking at another $1 million bond, unless we can get more people to sign up. People need to sign up. They need to go to the water department. They need to sign a contract that says that they'll take the water, and they need to put down $200. And that will put them on the project, and that will, help get the amount of people. Right now, they're at about $150,000 per person that signed up. If they can get that below 100,000, they have a better chance of getting more contracts. Liz, I have a paper party wrote up, but I'll write up a better paper that you can get into the newspaper. But we really need to really need to get the word out. Really need to encourage people to sign up. To get people to sign up. I know it's $200, but get people to sign up, and that will help bring the cost down. The problem is, if we end up having to get a bond to do this water project, then everybody's water bill is gonna go up in order to pay for the bond. And Fountain already has the highest cost water just about in the state, because they have previous bonds, and that's the same issue they had before. They couldn't get federal grant money or state grant money because of not enough people signing up. And I'm just trying to get the word out, trying to get people to let people know. Get over there if you're in these stretches of roads. Get over there and sign up. Once you're in the yard, call them up and see. Right, in there, get signed up.
So they're gonna cross Fried Meat Bridge?
Yeah,
There's not very many houses up there.
there's a lot more houses up there than what you think.
Trust me, I go there a lot. There's not that many.
There's good
And
many.
better off to meet with them. They had, I think you had more houses.
You're moving more houses across Five Meat Ridge. Have you been that in some of them roads? You're gonna get too many houses up there. Those are my bigger from the time.
Drag, and you look at the main drag, there's not a lot of houses. There's a few.
But they got cross and there's a road that goes.
There's a couple of roads that goes off.
If
Yeah.
they get enough people sign up.
Yeah, I think there's enough people sign up on that road going down in there. But they're gonna run down. I think there's 8 or 10 houses down that road, and there's about 4 of them signed up. We're gonna go ahead and run a line down to them. But, this whole project, I mean, it's gonna cover several miles, 4 or 5.
It's a good day. I like seeing young people out there.
Well, okay, so yeah, part of the extension is coming out Beaver Run, it's gonna pick up that like stags.
Oh, they are?
Yep, they are gonna pick up, they can't supply the poultry farm, they don't have the supply
Well, that's, I didn't realize.
to get the poultry farm, but at least it'll supply
They
the
can
house.
supply, maybe get a little.
Yeah. But anyway, that's the whole deal, is just trying to get information out there for people to sign up. We got a little while yet, but we just need to get people.
They run the 6-inch already.
Yeah. So,
Okay,
that's all I have on that.
thank you, Doug. So, should we finish this stuff before we come to executive?
Yeah, you guys need to do everything else, especially since it's.
Okay, let's do that then. You got a report?
I don't have a report, actually. I was just looking, I don't think I have anything that we can go over.
Jason, you got anything? Anyway, July 14th, 15th, 16th, 18th, I was up at 911 working on the chase vehicle, jet, garage, I think call it, and helping set up the office stuff. July 14th, went to the Kaiser, breakfast dinner that they did. Yeah, July 14th. Breakfast, they do a breakfast dinner. Fire department, kind of fire department. And then, July 19th, at the courthouse. Just walking through, looking at stuff, talking with people. Last night, Grizzlies town hall meeting, realized they don't have a town hall meeting on fourth Tuesdays.
Beautiful ride.
It was a beautiful drive. That's the type of thing. That it? That's it. All right. I was at the Regional Planning and Development. I've been up there twice at the Planning and Development Office, signing papers and doing things. And I also had a Region 8 Solid Waste Nominating Committee meeting. I had a Region 8 Solid Waste regular meeting, and I attended the blood drive down in Burlington. And I was at the Sheriff's Picnic, and I was at the Kaiser Permanente Middle School Energy Express program that they had up there.
Was it the open house or just the?
Open.
Extension meetings are Friday, the 11th. I was at the Fountain BSD meeting and we discussed that water project I was just talking about, and actually drove around on the path that it would go. Was at the sheriff's picnic Saturday, CVB board meeting on Monday the 14th. Tuesday the 15th, went to a New Creek Water meeting with, Amy, what's her last name? Anyway, from the hospital, talked to, yeah, Booth, that's it. To discuss talk with them about the water situation at the hospital and possibly trying to get a water tower, some kind of water tank or something, but, anyway, I was at that meeting. Planning Commission meeting on Wednesday. Construction progress meeting on Thursday the 17th. Guess that's it. One other thing I would like to bring up, me and Roger talked about when we went up to the Tucker County Commission meeting last month. They have they did a sign-in sheet where everybody came in, signed in, and they had up and asked if they could check a box if they wanted to talk. And then on their agenda, at the beginning of their agenda, they had a public comment section. And anybody that signed up and checked the box if they wanted to talk, they had 3 minutes that they could just stand up and talk about whatever they wanted to talk about if they wanted to talk. But at least the sign-in sheet was a good deal. Wouldn't mind seeing a public comment section. But and it isn't that they would have, it would be a public comment section where they could just talk, we don't have to respond to it or anything. Necessarily because it's not on our agenda or anything like that, but I'd kind of like to see us look into that. So, maybe we could put that on the agenda for next meeting. Just to discuss that sign-in sheet, and
We got a good place to put it right there.
I think so.
Yeah, yeah, I think it'd be good.
Good thing on that, if you don't mind me.
Yeah, you
Good
go
thing on
ahead.
that is, like, if I come to a meeting, I'm not on video, something like that. A lot of times, pardon say, roll call, all commissioners are here, he's here, she's here, and, that way, if you signed in, if my boss ever wanted to check, make sure I was here.
Right.
Then, and I checked, no, I'm not gonna speak, because if I don't have anything pertinent for y'all, other than the usual, we get letters of support for any grant applications you do, things like that,
Yeah,
then, that way it just shows who all was in the grant.
I think it's good. It's just like the people we had here today from the purple movement, whatever you want to call it. I don't remember their names. I'd like to be able to look at it and say, hey, know who they are. I think it's a good thing. You got anything else to add, sir? No, you were ahead. You got
No,
anything?
no, I mean, but also, it helps citizens address,
It does.
a certain elected officials.
Liz? Got any questions, comments, anything to add?
Most of the other groups that I cover have at least have a sign-in sheet.
I think we need one. That's good. I like it there. So.
Executive session?
You guys could do bills and all that.
Do
stuff.
bills.
Just
Are
get
there
all
gonna
that
be
out of the way.
any, let me ask you this, are there gonna be any?
That's up to you all.
Good seeing you.
So there won't be no item?
Another point for transparency. Right? Yeah, or proof of life, whichever one you.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah, tax season.
Good to see you. As always, let me ask you a question, you're talking about your blood stuff,
Yes, sir.
are you allergic to anything?
Pain?
I know that. Any medicine?
No, sir. I'm not allergic to anything.
My name, full name, blood, says, it's an acronym, NK. Not allergic to any drug, no. And so what happens is, if you're incapacitated in a wreck or something like that, and they pull this out, they have your blood type, they send you the blood to you, and also your name if you're deceased. So,
No, I'm not allergic to nothing other than a little bit of pain is what I tell them when they ask me that. I tell them that every time. But,
that also happens with bills.
do you get that?
I used to give blood in high school, and that was the funniest thing, biggest football players were the ones that got blues and had to sit down and get on.
Yeah, I enjoy giving.
Oh.
I really do.
Well, what country I've been to and so forth,
Right.
that's been my biggest hang up.
Well, some of the different county commissions are hearing presentations, about the whole blood thing. There's some doctors doing, yeah, like salting, big push on it. And they get a cooler and put it in there. Good to see you. Take care. Thanks for what you do too, just keeping everybody aware of what's going on.
No, I just,
That truck takes 2 or 3 tons of oil. In the truck, and if they have, say all of a sudden you get a call, hey, send 911 now, we've had an accident down here at the sawmill, guy, his arm cut off. Well, there's a tourniquet applied, who's bleeding? So, that truck will go, and they know how to hook them up, give them the whole blood. And if, like the cooler, if for some reason cooler malfunction, they get a text and they take it to the hospital. And, because they've proven that if you just start putting saline on everybody, sure, you're trying to keep pressure, but you're not bringing the hemoglobin, oxygen transport, and also platelets, et cetera. So eventually you're gonna be unloaded too full and they're gonna die anyway. So, a lot of people are talking about getting into that. And then I had a guy I was talking to about it, he said, well, what if I didn't get vaccinated? What if that blood's vaxxed? And I get vaccinated blood? I looked at him and said,
You can give me cow's blood if you want, I'm bleeding out.
If you're bleeding out.
I'll go moo and eat hay all
Yeah.
year. If it keeps me alive, I can see my wife and everything. So, but you know,
Well-
everybody always has.
Everybody complains about anything. I don't care what it is in this society today. But I enjoy giving blood. I've gave for a long time. I don't always give every time. Sometimes. I've only been rejected, to my knowledge. Is all I've ever been rejected.
I'm giving a good bit.
200 pounds.
Yeah.
But I like making sure.
Well, kicking in the gear.
Yeah.
It does.
So don't ask me for $20 for when you get blood.
I don't want no money.
I'm joking.
No, let all jokes aside though, I've never taken a credit card. And almost
All the
every,
blood places.
here in the last few years, I got email on my phone now about a credit card. If I want one for giving blood, they give you, I think it's $15 or $20. I don't want your credit. I'm not worried about it.
If you go down to Myrtle Beach, you get blood. I guarantee sheriff's giving a little bit. We jokingly say about down there, 2 mosquitoes can carry off a small dog. You know?
Well, my wife, she gets up there in her pool, and I don't know if it's these no-see-ums or what. We got a small round pool up there, and they're getting up in it today, by the way. And 2 little ones in her. And she's getting bit all the time. I'm spraying her back with something almost daily. I don't know what's biting. Not me. But there's something biting me.
It's your business, not mine.
No, I'm not biting her in the back.
Well, John, they're park here and birthday on Friday.
Yeah, he did do it.
See, I didn't, she's milking it over there. So I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know she finally turned 21. I said, you want me to sing happy birthday? She said, hey, no.
She told us her age. Yeah. So, ask me. But no, I'd like to encourage people to get blood. And in my family, they don't, my wife can't. They told her, the doctor.
I'll tell you a story about down south in Lewis County. There's a guy down there named, John. Well, this guy, they literally American River. Right down there. They can see what they're trying to get Pleasantville right now. Now, you're talking about getting everybody to sign up and introduces other people, you know, to make it to cranking them, to keep them crank, to turn on all the water and put it in. Well, these folks, you know how when you purchase a house and you can pay for inspections out of closing or survey or whatever, and that way then you're rolling in the money. That's what they've been doing in there, having yard sales for years, potato sales, anything and everything, because they want to try and pay all the engineering costs, all of that side before, that way when they get in line to petition for it, make it more attractive. That's the first crowd I've ever seen do that. You know what else he's talking about, telling people to sign up? They tell people to subdivide their land. Subdivide your land, if it's road front, go ahead and put your tap on it, $200 will be the cheapest tap on fee you ever get. Like first started, yeah. And that way also, they can add $10,000 for the value of that when they sell them.
Well,
On the market.
ours will never.
So,
When I did, well, our one place.
that's not a recommendation. I'm just telling you what.
Our one time.
Oh, right.
And my one that I bought, it's kind of getting set where I don't think it'll ever be sold. But if I die, somebody wants to sell it, I'm gonna try to make plans to come back. I don't know. I didn't buy it, so I bought it. For my kids, my grandkids, and my great grandkids to enjoy it like I.
Well, I'm not an attorney, but you probably put a deed restriction on it.
Well,
But you know what other people do that don't want their land sold? They put it in their will that the day they die, it's donated to the conservation conservancy.
Ours is not.
Buddy, there you go. It's locked down and never going to, you're gonna break it down again.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know how many people do my home place? You know how many people from do my home? They're not actually in the queue, but the queue puts them on, but their names. It's around 50. Because my grandmother used to hand it down to her children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great. And there's about 50, approximately 50, I figured.
That's another thing too, is grave. They'll set aside a certain big piece of dirt or the grave, sell the property.
Well, you know, the graveyard, I'm thinking, East Country graveyards is what we put in the fields.
You know, Flatwoods, getting down there, the Days Inn, right there at
I
Flatwood.
know where you're at.
He was gonna build a super speedway there, couldn't get people on the graveyard, give it up.
Yeah, because I know,
NASCAR super speedway, that's what he's gonna do. I'd bought one of those plots, just think about it, you're on the infield, you know, you decide some tombstone, you got an infield seat.
well, I watch they, I don't care for TV program. I get totally junk. I watch they, there's something back here. Family was out. Great, but there's something good. They don't know them. They're like, some of them look like to be maybe a foot high, 18 inches high. But it's not real big because of the weather, but a lot of flyers. They don't know. It was not known.
Well, it's like around here, my wife's grandparents died over there in Fairmont. They had a request for donations to be sent like to the Cancer Society. We went up there and carried the casket, did the grave side. And they brought some of the flowers over. Yeah. When everybody left, we were still out there. So you're out there and started talking to one of the grave guys that's over there working. All of a sudden he said, dude, those flowers will be about halfway down before sunup. Here come the deer. He said that's people waste money buying flowers for the deer. He goes, you know, like business.
The some big cemetery they got up there. They're not gonna be there. The Amish and stuff. And I don't know what you can do about it. They've been told. They listen just about like.
Well, I know my father-in-law, Pete California does, Carter County dogs get back. They take care of that one pretty quick.
But we have.
Cause they got cats.
Well, I don't know.
Cats and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's bad, just bad as code.
I don't like shooting domestic animals. I never did like doing it. I've shot one dog in my life, and that was many, many years ago. They come into my yard and jumped our dog, the kids' dog, and they went up there behind my house about 40, 50 yards and laid down West Ave. I told my wife, I said, you know, if that would have been.
I'm gonna miss y'all.
If this would have been our kid, I think it would have. They could have got attacked.
Well, my wife's one of these ladies that loves dog cats.
Yeah,
And whenever there wasn't one that she didn't love, she was a kid, she went out and went to pet this one dog, and the only thing they think is she'd been messing with these other dogs. No, this dog bit her on the face. Her dad went and got his gun, came right out there, didn't talk to him, and that dog, pow, killed him right there, threw him in the truck, and they took his brain, tested it, see if she had a kid, start taking it.
I see what they
And I mean, he's a nice fella, but let me tell you, if you sit there and probably argue this type of dog, you have a good scrap in there.
I'm gonna just.
Coal miner, 12 years in.
I'm gonna just have a red cat.
Oh, they did?
I heard on the news come down. Yeah, they just had. No, I'm not, I like the basically a cat now and then walking my yard. I enjoy seeing that because it keeps them isolated. I don't know about them.
My wife's got two spoiled cats, and every time they start being more spoiled, I tell them, say, I'm gonna go with Dr. Coyote, you better straighten it up. They just kinda look at me like, Coyote, what's Coyote?
Yeah,
They realize we're.
Yeah.
Well, good to see y'all.
Same with you.
Make some other stops.
All right, will you be safe?
I'm going to the city. Back over to me,
This year,
6 o'clock.
will you be safe in your travels?
Oh, hey, whenever mountain storm's fine, long as it's not foggy and snowy.
I was gonna say, if you got a couple hours, you could run over to the house and the mowers in the garage, mow my grass is looking like newlywed. I kid you not. I haven't had time to mow. I have not had the time to mow.
You need some goats.
No, I've got to mow this morning as long as I could. I started early and I mowed the thin part this morning. Because the thick part has still got, well, you wouldn't believe how much water it's in my grass every morning to do. So,
So humid.
oh
Yeah.
my,
This morning when I was coming right up out of the, overlook right there by Tucker County High School,
yeah.
it was, usually it's kind of hazy, you know? But this morning, it's a little overcast, clouds are down, and you can see the green clouds in between the ridges. Oh, it's beautiful. I wish I had a camera, but there's nowhere to stop. you know?
That's a nice ride out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. If you get the schedule.
Thank you.
Well,
Good to
let's,
see y'all.
same here, you be
Oh,
safe.
so this and
We'll be fine.
I'll pass. If I, also, if I see JB McCuskey, that's a life day property funding is something he was working on. Now that he's AG, I don't know if he's got to pawn that off to somebody else. Cause you know, like, once you become AG, you got all kind of federal lawsuits, all kind of stuff that you don't have time to take on other problems. But he knew that, who does. They're doing.
All right, you be safe. We'll see you.
Got to get your grass cut.
Take care.
Yes. Where they send,
Hopefully,
where they send the county, ordinance man out there after.
hopefully in the morning. Hopefully.
Well, the next 3 days are supposed to be nice, I said.
Yeah, push your hard.
Tomorrow's supposed to be hot.
I'm good. I like my first to heat on. I like
And
it.
Luke's doing a heck of a job up there. I think you're right.
It's $191 to paint it. It is so much easier for them to paint it than what it is for us, and I just saw it on here. Do you guys care if we add that to the door?
I don't care.
Okay, what were you about to ask about?
I don't know what to paint on.
The door for paint corrections.
Instead of replacing it.
No. The new door, it just has to shine.
Oh,
Well, we didn't pay for them to paint the other door.
Go 50-50 on the paint job.
They
should jump all over it.
It's-
It's replaced and painted. Right?
it's not the hundreds that bothers me. It's the thousands.
We'll see you later.
See ya, take care. That's good.
When did that unit go down in the sheriff? Have they done more work on the controls of it too?
They have not done the control work yet, I know that. $2,000?
It went from 4,000, last month the bill was $4,000. This month it's $2,400.
Oh, I bet that clean out made that much. They've not done the control side. I bet that for a fact. It's still in the building commission.
It's still too high. So
It's paid. I guarantee that could all be that inside the building.
well, and I asked him, so was this the actual coil that the air blows through for ventilation inside? No, or was this the,
It's the outside, like radiator.
it's the coil unit outside? Okay.
Yeah.
So my question was, why didn't, in fact, they had been in the building for a year, why did now all of a sudden shut down? So where's the source of the dirt stuff coming? Because he said it was trucking, but they've been in it for a year, so why? Now too. But, okay.
Well, we are gonna try to get that on the list to be cleaned every 6 months or a year at least, and
My understanding it was the A coil inside. It was the A coil, and I was like,
what about filters, if there air getting into it, that the filter's not touching or what? Anyway, if it's the outside unit, then it doesn't have to.
Still here.
I guess it's probably helpful, physically send me pictures of theirs doing.
Yeah, that's the actual unit.
Let me take this.
Yeah, I look at it,
Yeah.
I did.
Skip through it. I didn't go.
Okay, put initial. Just need to put initial down on the bottom or something on the first page.
I'll call it the risk it too sort of all lines here.
Use the exoneration to the states at the end, then, so we should have them both.
Three bundles of grant contracts.
That, they're talking about what? Rural Air Charge started putting an air conditioning unit on the outside of her house. Huh?
I don't.
This
Dave, what Dave bought.
$17,000 just to put the unit. I wouldn't hire that man for nothing.
Dave bought from Fort SB. And, for something like that, for free.
The pricing is higher than everybody else. Honestly, like when we get, at least for what they give us, when we get Mason, Harrison, they're never gonna double or we always use them for things. What a big.
Yes, that's true. One kind of stuff like it. Pretty cool.
All this on the road at 3 AM, it's approved on the one center immediately.
That is the one thing that they do show up.
Cause our server room was over 100 degrees one night, and we can't wait, you guys are shut down.
Yeah.
Like, we've got $500,000 of server equipment in here, though.
Did you like open the door? Give them
Yeah.
a flow in there?
Yeah, but it's still, there's so many servers running. That phone was 8, and then.
Why are there so many junk bases? A lot of them are, having to do with mobile homes being charged as real estate.
My tax bill, my personal property tax bill went down. I thought it was gonna go up, it went down, like $200.
I had, it's, the envelope set on my desk, I had no.
I didn't tell you my first time.
Your taxes went down?
Yeah.
I did too, a little bit. That's what she said. I didn't get that. Gotta pay it in. Is this all, everything for Novi Event Hall for the?
Yep.
For the flood?
Yeah. That's my understanding, that is everything, yes. Cause once we had to take the dumpster, go and send us.
It looked like the last one there we talked about with that alcohol. I see a dumpster going, I don't know where they did it.
Yeah. Chad Haywood told us he said it somewhere else, so.
And there's stuff laying on the ground there next to where it was sitting. That ain't on us though.
No,
It's definitely not flood stuff. I didn't see where it's flood stuff. But.
New Creek Carnival starts tomorrow.
I thought it was earlier, so I didn't know. We've done that.
Petersburg, yeah. There's some Petersburg, their, fair started for, this week, next week's their fair.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not a fair person.
I'm not either. I'm not sure how to go about that.
When I was in Denver.
Yeah. Okay, I need to update it.
Okay, that's what I was thinking about, the wing, stuff that they do. Okay. Very some people working. They were excited. I'll be man. If you put it off, it's like that,
I just didn't.
I can't get it up there. Probably won't be for a little bit.
That's like, that's
I
right.
got a busy week.
I just think I.
Oh, yes, so the empty lot down the street, not in the house.
But we lose technically last year.
But yeah, I remember like if I was in the parking lot and stuff.
The last bundle, like you approved 20,010 of it.
See if they let us shut down. He wants to.
All the PPM,
You can go up
like
there.
they're gonna get 10,000, it's gonna be posted in June,
Never thought of that.
but another
It's just
account is
such a
gonna be
great
next year.
Yeah.
If that's part of your.
Probably like New Creek. A lot of work.
And it is a lot.
Probably should have waited till after one dumper roll.
Yeah, I hate that.
Why didn't you tell me that? Could have done that, that wouldn't have been no big deal. Cause that was our intent, prove it June and then first of July, or beginning of July, we got
Yeah,
paid.
But you never talk about.
But yeah, we still have older ones that need to be, that's why I was trying to clean up all
You
these.
sent that email talking about people. I sent emails to all of them. That had signed on. Some of them got back.
Well, I looked at mine, with Diane, I called down here, but then when I went on last night to look, all my DBAs, trademark, they said they're fire. They all say 2024, it should say 2025. They're not, the paper is one of the 25. Yeah. But that keeps somebody from writing false check or fraud or thankful cash. Right. So, you know.
Hey, Wilson.
She is here.
She just went to lunch and she should be back. She should be over now.
I just now realized when I pulled in, I was in such a hurry, the spot was open, which was first foot.
Oh, shit.
She had just gone to lunch.
Just, what, it's been like 3 hours, 4 hours, and I was just like, spot.
Oh, I'm sure she knows.
I have a call phone now, go in there and do it.
There was a good many empty spots today.
I gotta tell you guys this story. Actually, people didn't know about this anyway, I put it out on Facebook yesterday. So there's a scam going now, where they're calling people, they called a family member of mine, and said, hey, you failed to report for jury duty, we're gonna issue a warrant to come arrest you, or you can put up a $14,000 bond.
And, you know, when you need to do this bond right away. It's very convincing. They send them, text them pictures of sheets, and they're very convincing. I'll give them that. The pictures are quite convincing from Supreme Court. But anyway, they know a lot of information about the person. They talked about this person said they were Lieutenant Wilson from the Mineral County Sheriff's Office. Cause I got phone calls like, is there a Lieutenant Wilson from Mineral County Sheriff's Office? I'm like, there's a Wilson, but I don't know if he's a lieutenant or not. He goes, you mean it really is? I went, yeah. And he goes, this guy called me. He's going to come to arrest me. I said, for what? He goes, but I didn't show up for jury duty. And I said, I didn't know you had jury duty. He goes, I didn't either. They're telling me I have to go put out this $14,000 bond. And I went, that's a scam, bud. He goes, oh no, it isn't. He sent me this picture. It's a scam. And then he said, I think he said Mark Wilson. Was it Lieutenant Mark Wilson? I said, no, this is Nick Wilson. No, this is Mark Wilson. There is no Mark Wilson. That's the deputy. Are you sure? I went, yeah, I'm pretty sure. And I said, just ignore him. And he goes, I can't. I'm going to get off the phone. And I went, well, you got off the phone now, didn't you? Yeah, you're supposed to call me back here in 5 minutes. I'm not going to call anybody. And I said, you called me. And he went, yeah, maybe I called my brother. And I'm like, come on, Gabe.
Oh my.
I can't believe.
Like they got a $14,000 cash bond. I'm not going $15,000 out in 5 minutes.
He said, well, if they want me on jail, you can bail me out. No, I'm bail you out. They're not going to come haul you out. There's no, I called JJ, told him, yeah, there's something about it. And here 3 hours prior to that, they had put the sheriff's department put out. They even called from the sheriff's office. And then he said it come up on my phone in the Middle County Sheriff's Office. He said 788-0341. And after I was talking to JJ, I got thinking about it. I called Pete back and said, did you say 0341? He goes, yeah. I said, that's the tax office, the Middle County Sheriff's tax office. That ain't even the deputy line or the sheriff's line. That's the tax office. And there was somebody else that told me about it last night. They are very, very convincing. Whoever's calling is very convincing that this is an issue of trying to get money out of them.
And you know, there are a lot of elderly.
I know an older woman, older man and wife, here, well, his wife was like that. They have 45,000.
Well, what do you call someone who cares for an elderly person? They recognize that they're being scammed. But the person, we had one in Kaiser, it was an in-person. The person was coming to the person's house. It's like under false pretenses.
Jeez.
I know a woman working in the county school system, she's working in the school system, but she sent, I forget, around $18,000 or $20,000 for a new car. She wanted a new car, but they kept wanting money for this car. Well, eventually they told her, we'll deliver the car on a certain day. She took the day off, cooked dinner for him and everything. No show. What's the matter?
We had a lady a couple years ago when I was working at dispatch. She was under the impression she wanted a car and they were going to meet her at Thursday. They told her to go to a specific room and she pulled in and saw that there was no new car in the parking lot. And she called us and was like, I went to Thursday to get this car I won. And when there was no new car in the parking lot, I got kind of suspicious and thought I had a call. Yes, do not go in, go to anybody's room. It's more technology, like older people are used to what you see on your caller ID is what you can trust. Like if sheriff's office is calling you, sheriff's office calling you. And that's it's people, but everything. The birthdays, and not protected, like not private, just 32nd too, you can use it.
Yeah, you have Google search, put your name in Google.
It'll show your front door.
Yep.
My grandmother called me one time, she had called, and they said it was my brother, and he travels a lot, so he said, it's that. She said, I realized he told me, goes for people, and luckily she caught it, and stuff. So it was funny, it's like, brother.
I think last time I did that for my own name, it showed up as, it had my wife's name, and it had possible spouse, and it had my ex-wife's name with her new married name as possible spouse. I'm like, really? I've been divorced woman for over 20 years, it still shows up.
Very nice.
Now, there's an Olympic athlete that has my name, so if you just Google my name, he comes up.
Oh.
If you put in Merrill County or Kaiser.
Let me tell you something, we can talk about this too then. So another concern that I'm really having are citizens coming in, they see it on TV and they see it coming up on their phones, is, reporting deeds and mortgages.
Yeah.
And what can be done with that. So my vendor currently has a program, it's in use in Ohio. But what I had inquired from my vendor is I would like some form, some program in which when a deed comes in, it flags the individual or like, and that way before the document's actually recorded. Because once it's already recorded, then it's harder for them to fight for the deed. Now, for mortgages, chances are by the time we get the mortgage documentation, the money's already changed hands. Mineral County, we are currently not doing e-recording, okay? So with e-recording, they can take your signature off of a document and put it on this document. You can't argue it's not your signature, because it is your signature, it just wasn't what your signature's on. So, I'm still only doing wet signature recording. So, it's a concern that our citizens, I tell you, at least once a week, I have somebody come in and ask about it. And it's very concerning, very concerning.
It's this stuff's getting ridiculous, but it's all technology.
Have you guys actually looked through everything and he's just signing or is it?
Pretty much.
For the estates, I will say, you have to make your regular motion with the estates that have, resignation letter.
I've seen that resignation.
Yeah.
I never
So then for somebody else to do that, or?
Not really. Okay, let me go talk about it. So, Mr. Winkler, qualified as the administrator for Jerry Wise Estate. He was a friend of, of Mr. Wise, and he knew his information, but however, he is not a blood relative. And he is resigning based on the decision that he is not a blood relative and he's not receiving a lot of help from the other blood relatives. The only thing in the estate, we did have him do an appraisal inventory of the estate. The only thing in there was the real estate, and he had 2 vehicles. So, I just need a separate motion to approve.
Whatever is gonna happen with that estate then.
It's just gonna sit there until somebody steps up.
Turn it
Most
to the
likely,
sheriff.
I don't know if this one might be the one that, I hate to say it, but I hate the states mixed up, I don't wanna get the states mixed up, whether the banks may be. I don't know.
All them papers?
I think the things, I think the lawyers are on.
The letters they will tell.
Especially, I don't think it's safe. And they'll probably just do it.
They have one that court there too. What's the date back there? 23rd. Anyway, so there's nobody to do anything with it.
In that case, a creditor or somebody could request a sheriff vehicle.
Think the voice is good like that. I think
So,
the
I
county,
need to
I think the county's gonna talk to the sheriff about it.
Well,
City.
we-
Well, I told her. Why is that? No, you.
It's ridiculous. You guys crank up.
Okay. So move. Second. Do that also. States. So move. Second. Approve that. So move. Second. Approve that.
And then the resignation of the White State.
I make a motion to approve the resignation for the Wyatt State. Second.
I'm doing, right?
23rd.
23rd, I'll put the
The date doesn't even matter that much. Jerry never dated anything, I think. Motion to adjourn?
Executive session.
Oh, well, yeah, but there's something, I feel short of.
Well, I don't wanna adjourn. Need to go into executive session. I make a motion to go into executive session. Second. Do that also.
All right.